Entering the 8th season under head coach Brett Walk, the Mountain View Buffaloes boast 2 titles and 4 trips to the state championship over the past 7 years, including 2 consecutive title appearances in 2017 and 2018. 2019 sees many of last year's core back, and make no mistake, this year's Buffs have only one thing in mind.
Well, I came to my mountains.
Mountain View football is live for another season on mylocalradio.com. Join us as we take you inside the huddle and across the state as the Bridger Valley's exclusive video broadcast partner. From Mountain View and Lyman to Pinedale, Graybull, and beyond, mylocalradio.com has you covered. With the opening kickoff rapidly approaching, let's head to the booth and join the voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes, Jake Hibbard.
One more time in 2019, Clarence B. Lammers opens its door for a premier Friday afternoon contest. At 9-0, Mountain View is coming off of a record-setting 72-0 win over Wheatland in the quarterfinals and looks to continue on historic pace. Burns is a team on the rise as 4-year running back Bo Clayson has witnessed his team go from East doormats to 1 win away from a reservation for 11 at War Memorial Stadium next week. Jake Hibbard joining you on a breezy November afternoon, Mountain View and Burns. It's the 2A Wyoming semifinals when we return. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Yeager's Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Yeager's Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Yeager's Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports.
Welcome into the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show. We've loved having Yeager's Auto Body be a proud sponsor of Lyman and Mountain View athletics throughout this football season. Because when we say send it to Yeager's, we know that we're sending you to the best in auto body repair, located at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way in Green River. Or you can give them a call at 307-875-2448. That's Yeager's Auto Body in Green River. Well, today we have the semifinals on the docket, and there's a whole lot to look at when you see Mountain View and Burns taking on each other with a spot in next week's state championship at War Memorial Stadium on the line. And that's what we'll do at our first look when we return on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and on the airwaves at KNYN 99.1 FM.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome into Clarence B. Lammers Field here in Mountain View, Wyoming. It's a warm day. It's almost up to 60 degrees if you look at the temps. The breeze is going to cut that down a little bit, but all said, for November, pretty good on a November 8th Friday afternoon. Burns and Mountain View, the teams doing battle in today's contest, and we will see, I guess, here in about 40 minutes from now what sort of game we have in store, but on the look of it, maybe a very interesting one here today. It's the 2A semifinals, so of course you would expect 2 teams 1 win away from a trip to War Memorial Stadium. Well, probably pretty good. Last week, Big Piney lost to Burns 57-6, the score, and as we mentioned at the top, Wheatland lost 72-0 to Mountain View. That was the largest differential in playoff history for an 11-man game. 72 points beat the previous record of Lusk, which had twice set it back in 1998 and then in 2011 with a 68-point differential victory over their opponents. Well, Burns, they disposed of Big Piney by the same score that Mountain View did. So on the surface, and if you watch that game, it was really just a dominating contest. But we like to stay away from comparison scoring here. So let's just take a look at what both these programs have to offer. First for Burns, we've talked about this a little bit throughout the week as getting ready for this game. This is really a team in Burns in flux, as in his second year as coach, Brad Morrison has an 11-6 record. He's just the 10th head coach that is listed in the history of Burns. They've had a lot of longtime coaches, but not a whole lot of success. They have 2 state championships, one in 1983 and one in 2008, and then they had a third appearance in 1989, which they lost. This is only the program's 5th trip to the semifinals in history and the first since 2008, 11 years ago. When Morrison came in, he was tasked with changing the culture of a program after being a longtime assistant in Thermopolis from 2012 to 2016. And he's done just that. They missed the playoffs barely last year, and now this year they find themselves in the semifinals and in route of a 6-game winning streak. They won their first contest, lost their second to Moorcroft, and then were shut out 41-0 to Buffalo. And that really, for Coach Morrison, was a turning point in the season when they went from a spread offense into just, let's give it to their quarterback, Caden Lakin, and Bo Clayson, their running back, and just run it downfield through up the middle, a lot of pitches from side to side, and they became a rush-heavy team that has ripped off 6 wins in a row, including a Week 8 victory over Thermopolis, which got them the number 2 seed and right here at Clarence B. Lammers this week by proxy. So back to that Week 8 game against Thermopolis. As weird of a finish as it was, we had 2 touchdowns in the final minute as the game was 21-21 on the, let's call it the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Thermopolis scored a touchdown with about 30 seconds left, and then Burns rushed down the field with one play of Caden Lakin taking it up the middle to about the 35-yard line, and then heave-ho threw it down the field, went off the shoulder pad of one player and into the hands of Logan Lerwick, who took it into the end zone for just his 3rd score of the year, a 35-yard touchdown, which was the longest pass play of the season for Burns, and that came with 7 seconds left in the game. Burns opted to go for 2. Bo Clayson converted on a pitch left into the end zone, and 29-28 was the final. That gave Burns the number 2 seed in the East, put Thermopolis number 3, which they are now playing in Buffalo as the 1-3 seed from the East side, doing battle after Thermopolis ran all over Lyman last week. Well, Caden Lakin and Bo Clayson, that's where the offense starts and ends for Burns, but it wouldn't be possible without the amount of size that is found on the offensive line for Burns today. And I only have weights listed for a few of the players, but at center we've got 6 foot 280 for Lincoln Siebert, Gabe Childers at 6 foot 225, and at right tackle 275 foot 10 Wade Pollock, a junior. Looking out on the field right now, you see a lot of size on this Burns team, and they're going to be probably the biggest team outside of maybe Thermopolis that Mountain View has played all year. The Buffs have allowed just 1 varsity touchdown all season long. That came against Big Piney in the second quarter, going back way back to what was that week 2 of the season when we were just trying to figure out what was going to be for the Mountain View season, what it was going to be. Yeah, it was back to week 2, 52-6. Outside of that, they've allowed 12 points to Pinedale. That was the JV. 7 points to Kemmer. That was the JV giving it up, and that's it. 469 points for Mountain View on the season to just 25 allowed. And we've talked a little bit about the historic run that Mountain View is on offensively the last couple of weeks. Well, it's continuing to rise. Mountain View, after last week's 72-0 victory over Wheatland, is now averaging 52.1 points per game, which puts them on pace for the second highest in the history of Wyoming, slightly ahead of the 1924 Kemmer team and 0.3 of a point off the pace of the all-time leader, the 2018 Bighorn offense. Well, it was the offense scoring in droves, but the defense contributed as well in that win over Wheatland. Braden Walk and Hunter Gross both got pick sixes to score in the end zone. I was told that Hunter Gross potentially had a little play for him as a senior that they may have tried to run to get him in the end zone offensively, but after he got that pick six, he came back to the sideline and said, "I'm good, coach. I got my touchdown for the season." The defense, maybe we don't get to talk about it as much for Mountain View because they're just not on the field that much, but that's because they do their job. They force 3 and outs in droves, and we'll have to see how they can do and how they match up against a big offensive line and 2 great rushers. Caden Lakin, the quarterback, he comes into the season with just under 1,000 yards on the year, 925 yards rushing and 18 touchdowns. touchdowns. Bo Clayson with 18 scores as well, 1,634 yards. Match that up with the combo of rushing from quarterback to running back on the Mountain View side. Braden Walk with 628 yards and 15 scores on the ground, 16 through the air. Kimball Matson, 18 touchdowns, 892 yards. But again, Mountain View has to be graded on a scale because they're usually playing only 2 quarters per game. That does it for us on our first look of this game. As we get closer to kickoff, we are about 34 and a half minutes away from the first quarter. That'll be brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. We'll send it back to more pregame coverage next. Brought to you by Yeager's Auto Body on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View Buffs football. The 2A semifinals on mylocalradio.com and KNY on 99.1 FM.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbard, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lammers Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNY 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com. Or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet. Every Wednesday, August through March on KNY 99.1 FM in Evanston or online anytime at mylocalradio.com or, of course, at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun.
Welcome back to the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show, live from Clarence B. Lammers Field here in Mountain View, Wyoming. The next time you've got a car not looking quite right, give Yeager's Auto Body a call at 307-875-2448. They're worth the trip to Green River, located at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, because they are the best, and they'll get your car bright and shiny, new like it was when you first got it. That's Yeager's Auto Body in Green River. When we take our look around the valley next, I'll catch up with a senior running back and linebacker, Kimball Matson, for the Mountain View Buffs. Kimball leading the way in rushing yards and touchdowns for Mountain View this year, and also right at the top of the defensive stats as well. Mountain View will need a strong game defensively and offensively today, so I'll talk to Kimball a little bit about their strategy on both sides of the ball when we come back. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com with the simulcast on KNY and 99.1 FM in Evanston.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Kimball Matson joins me, senior running back and linebacker for the Mountain View Buffaloes. You guys are in the semifinals this week. This is not new territory for you, but it's got to be exciting being a senior and all that. How are you guys managing this week through?
We just treat it the same as every other week. It's another game that we're going to go through. We're going to prepare just the same way. It's all kind of, we're not going to overlook anybody and we're not going to underlook anybody, so we're also going to treat it the same week, prepare the same way we do every single week, and just do what we do.
Look, I know you guys have been coached by, Brent with being in the same class as Braden since you were young, but is this, as a senior, have any different feeling than when you were a sophomore?
It's always kind of special. Kind of being a senior, it's kind of like your last year. It's kind of like the last hurrah. And so, it's been a lot of fun. It has been a little bit different just because, every week we go, this is the last time we're going to play this opponent. This is kind of the last time we're going to do this. But in this scheme of things, it's all still football. But, there's always those same little, this is your last time doing this just because you are a senior.
What about when you guys were sophomores and you and Braden were running quarterback, running back, receiver, kind of playing all over the place? Was there some sort of, naiveness of you were so new to it all? It just, why wouldn't you big guys go and being through and all that as opposed to where you are now? Run me through kind of what it was like as a sophomore. Was it kind of just all a blur?
So it was just kind of, we both did good things at each position. And so coach was kind of, he says that he was in best possible position you could be. Having both of us to play those positions. And so, I guess it just kind of, just kind of a feel with how everything just kind of went over through the summer. Kind of the off-season stuff like that kind of put in perspective of like where we could go with some things. And so when we were sophomores, we were still new, but we were both doing good things at each position. So we just kind of flipped around. And then this year we just kind of decided to just focus on one and just kind of specialize and make it that much more better.
I guess what I was referring to when I said the naiveness of it all was not about you guys playing multiple positions, but more about winning state championship as a sophomores. Did it really set in what was going on, or were you just too young to realize that anything else could happen?
It was pretty special. That whole year was pretty special. Kind of everybody just kind of doubted us. They weren't really sure what to think of us pretty early in the season. So it was crazy. And then looking back on it, I don't think that we maybe not had enjoyed it as much as we probably could have or should have, just because we were kind of new to it. And so, it was pretty special and it's fun. And looking back on it, it was a lot of fun. And so now we're just kind of focused straight up, just trying to do it again this year.
What sort of responsibility has this senior class tried to shoulder as far as leaving the program in good hands and trying to impart experience onto some younger classmen?
So we take a lot of pride in our off season. We work really hard in the off season, weight room every single day. And so I guess one of the things that we've tried to do is just kind of emphasize like taking your off season seriously and not just kind of going through the motions. Like some kids do. And so just take it seriously, do as much as you can. Eating right, lifting every single day, doing that type of stuff, doing your own work outside of just with Coach Walk. And so that's just kind of what we tried to leave is having a good work ethic and a good mentality of taking football seriously.
Well, it's a good semifinal opponent in Burns. You guys have been going through, but it's every week. I know you guys preach this. It's all about this next week. That's kind of how football works. So what have you seen about Burns as you've been preparing for this opponent that stands between you and another chance to go to the state championship?
So they're a good team, definitely the best team that we've seen this year. And so we're just going to treat it the same as every other. Not get too locked in on going next week because there isn't going to be a next week if we don't take care of this week. So that's just kind of our mentality is take care of today because there could not be a tomorrow possibly. And so we're just going to go into it, prepare the best that we can, and take them seriously and take them just how we take every other opponent.
Have you ever played Burns before?
I never have. Nope.
Well, they've got a good running back that I'm sure you're familiar with, good running back and defensive end that's been playing for several years, and I'm sure along with their quarterback has been a big focus on the defensive side of knowing that you need to prepare to not let either one of them get open.
Yep, definitely. So we're definitely going to take both of them extremely seriously. They're both great players over there. They both have done really, really good things this season. Bo he leads the state in rushing, and so he's done a good job over there. And same with their quarterback. He does a good job running their system, kind of doing what he does and just running their system and getting stuff done. So we're both going to take them very seriously, and we're going to just continue to do what our defense does.
Well, Kimball, I know you probably don't have much time for it during football, but you're a very serious guy. Where do you fit in the fun?
I don't know. Usually that comes with after the games, usually Saturdays, Friday nights, kind of stuff like that. But throughout the week I try to study extremely seriously just because that's kind of what allows you to celebrate on the weekends. So.
And have us talk to your teammate Braden about it. It's a full day from morning workout to school all day to practice and then homework. You guys pretty much have very little else to think about during the fall.
Yep, definitely. We go early in the mornings for meetings and then late after school with practices and stuff like that. And then once you get done with homework, you don't really have anything else other than football and school. So, I'm willing to make that sacrifice through the months of football just because it's kind of last season. Just kind of make as much of it as you can just because it'll be over soon. But just try to take everything and enjoy everything as much as you can, even though sometimes those early mornings aren't fun or late nights aren't fun. Just kind of try to make the best of them.
That's Kimball Madsen, running back and linebacker for the Mountain View Buffs. Hope we have 2 more weeks with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kimball Madsen finished the 2019 regular season 5th place overall in rushing yards, 816 at the end of the 8 games, and 17 touchdowns. That was the most in 2A football at the rushing game. And those yards, they're not that high because Kimball hasn't had a whole lot of time to run. No team has been pulling their starters as early or as often as Mountain View. He's got a 9 yards per carry average. In fact, he carried the ball just 91 times for those 816 yards this year. We'll have to wait and see how long Mountain View has to keep their starters in today. By the looks of things, we could be looking at a 4-quarter grind-it-out battle of Burns and Mountain View in this semifinal contest. When we come back, we'll shift gears and head over to the coaches' side of the Jaegers Auto Body pregame show. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and on the radio at KNY 99.1 FM.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Welcome into the Coaches Show portion of the Jaegers Auto Body pregame show. We've got Brad Morrison for Burns. He'll be up first, and then Brent Walk up second for the Mountain View Buffaloes to close us out of pregame coverage to get you set for kickoff at the top of the hour. Well, coaches always talking to each other. They gain a lot of familiarity, especially in the situation where they see each other on an every year basis. Well, for Mountain View and Burns, this is certainly not the case. September 19th, 2014, Mountain View defeated Burns 62-13 on a neutral field at Cheyenne South. And then the following year, September 18th, 2015, Mountain View at Clarence B. Lammers Field here in Uinta County defeated Burns 28-14. Why do those games matter? Well, those consist of the entirety of this team's career series against each other. They've only played twice, Mountain View 2-0, but never in the playoffs, and now this is a first for that with a state berth into the 2A state championships next week on the line. We'll come back with Brad Morrison of the Burns Bronx next on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and KNY 99.1 FM.
For nearly 45 years, Jaegers Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Jaegers Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Jaegers Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Jaegers Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports.
I've got Brad Morrison with me, head coach of the Burns Bronx, and as you enter now the semifinal matchup, you've had quite the winning streak. You had a couple of losses early on to Moorcroft, and then you were shut out by Buffalo, but since then it's been 6 straight, and as you look at that, what's really been the difference at that point and those early season blemishes to now?
We made some pretty significant changes on offense, going from a spread to a more, tight end fullback based team. That really got us going in the run game, offensively, and then defensively. We transitioned our philosophy a little bit more than our front, but we made some scheme changes and some personnel changes that helped us, and then we got healthy too after that Week 3 game against Buffalo. We've kind of been pretty healthy for the last 6 or so that's been the big thing, is getting healthy.
What were some injury issues that you were dealing with at the beginning of the year?
Oh, different kids. It seemed like a bunch, just all kind of different stuff. But all those guys are back now and been rolling.
Now, going from a spread to then that more tight end base, run heavy stuff the box, how difficult was that to implement as you already had the season moving in a few games?
It wasn't too bad. We kind of just took what we had last year and kept it rolling into this year. And, sometimes your kids fit different. Our quarterback's a pretty good runner, as stats have started to show. Almost did 1,000 yards this year, and we really didn't run him a ton until Week 4. That's been a big thing, is just increasing the number of gaps to try and make more holes. That was the biggest thing for introducing the tight end.
In your first drive last week against Big Piney, you end up with a turnover on downs, and then early on in the second drive, Bo Clayson rips off a big tight end run, or a big run up the middle for a touchdown, and that was 60 yards plus. And then your defense comes out with 2 straight sacks on the next drive. Then the floodgates really just opened up. Was it a matter of kind of just getting a little bit of confidence under your belt as you started the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it was. We didn't really think of it as a playoff game for us. We've been playing the playoffs since Week 4. We've had to win every game we've played since then, and our guys have done a good job of it. I think with Big Piney, they were up for the challenge early, but they didn't want to keep, taking on our blockers and fitting our backs and being physical later into the first quarter even. We've kind of worn everybody down, and that ended up being what happened against Big Piney.
Your running back has been a big part of this team on both sides for a while now. How would you describe his playing style as a running back and as a defender?
Yeah, as a back, he's got really good balance, good speed, really tough to tackle, just a strong wrestler kid. Does a good job of seeing where the holes are and making smart cuts, not always trying to go for the home run, but taking his yards where he can get them. And then defensively, he's really good at beating blocks, and he's a very sure tackler, and he understands his leverage, so he puts himself in spots to make tackles, and the rest of our defense is doing a really good job of fitting their gaps and spilling things to Bo and our outside backers. Our defense as a whole is playing pretty well, and so that helps Bo play pretty well.
Yeah, you mentioned Clayson. He's at the top of the standings, or at the top of the rankings this year in rushing yards. And then you mentioned your quarterback, Caden Lakin, as he's gotten those running yards just piling up. That's got to be a lot of credit to your offensive line, because I've seen some massive holes created by those guys at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no doubt. We're not a super big line, but we get guys moving, and we try and create angles for our blocks to be more effective, and our kids understand our system really well. And our offensive line, our tight ends, our fullback have been really tough. It'll be a good challenge on Friday to see if we can do it against the best defense that we're going to see.
Yeah, you take on Mountain View, and in them you get an undefeated team on their own home field. What do you see when you look at that program?
Really similar to years past. Offensively, as far as what they do, they spread you out, and their quarterback and their running back are really good players. They've got some wide receivers that can make some plays with 15 and 10. Really talented up there, really solid up front. But the thing that stands out is their athleticism on defense. They're really good at getting unblocked and really good at finishing on the ball carrier and getting a bunch of guys to the football. So that's what I think is that they're a really athletic team, really smart team, and a really well-coached team.
That's Coach Brad Morrison for the Burns Bronx. Thanks so much, and good luck.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Second-year head coach Brad Morrison of the Burns Bronx took a team over last year in 2018 that the 4 years prior went a combined 5-27 and, of course, was without a playoff berth. His first year as a coach, they went 4-4 and just missed out on the playoffs. This year going 7-2 up to this point, including 6 in a row for Coach Morrison and his Bronx team. Should be an interesting one here today. We'll continue our coaches show in just a bit with Brent Walk, Mountain View head man, for this First Bank presentation of Buffs football on mylocalradio.com and on the radio at KNY and 99.1 FM in Evanston.
With mylocalradio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more. We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the two schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by mylocalradio.com. Stay connected.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Back here on the Jaegers Auto Body pregame show, we're getting close to kickoff here at 1 o'clock. Burns hosted by Mountain View. And a couple of weeks ago, I was here for a contest of Mountain View and Grable, and that was senior day for the Buffs. But I think a lot of us expected, almost knew that this was not the last time they would be on their home field. Last week, they win 72 against Wheatland, setting up Burns and Mountain View in the semifinals here at Clarence B. Lammers for what will be, for these seniors, their final time out on this field. Should be a special one, and we'll hear from Brent Walk when we return on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Back here on the Jaegers Auto Body pregame show, we're getting close to kickoff here at 1 o'clock. Burns hosted by Mountain View. And a couple of weeks ago, I was here for a contest of Mountain View and Grable, and that was senior day for the Buffs.
Brent Walk joins me with Mountain View Buffaloes from the quarterfinals now on to the semis. 72-0 is how you start the quarterfinal playoffs off against Wheatland. And that really coming in just 2 quarters of play is where you got all those points in. So sure, it was a great victory on your side. How did it feel? How did you feel the contest went as you envisioned it?
We came out, man, on all cylinders, and I mean we caused 8 turnovers. 2 of them were pick sixes in the first half, and all of that stuff was in the first half. But yeah, our guys are, Jake, I've been telling you all year long, our guys are extremely focused, and I mean we came out and obviously we're a much better team than them, and we didn't play. I mean, we played Mountain View football, and so we came out. We were very happy, and in all actuality, we pulled guys in the middle of the second quarter. So our guys they're very motivated. They're very hungry. We're fully expecting our guys to be playing 4 quarters this week against a tough Burns opponent. So and that was our mentality going into the Wheatland game too. So we'll see. But we are very pleased with the way the kids played for sure.
Hey, you mentioned you have Burns, and it's not a team that Mountain View is personally familiar with because it's been several years since they played. These kids haven't played any team from Burns, but it's got a couple of kids, just like Mountain View does, who's been making impacts for several years now on the football field. As you look at them and prepare for them, what do you see? You got the running attack. What all do you see?
Yeah. That's exactly. So far in our film study and our scouting reports, obviously they got that number 34 as one of the elite backs in the state, and their Q does a great job running the ball too, and he makes really good decisions up front. They're solid up front, and going into it as of right now, we definitely know we need to stop their run game.
Well, as you get ready for another contest, I'm always kind of amazed by how many hours you put into each and every week of football. So as much as you can tell us, what does a typical week of preparation look like from your standpoint?
Well, I could tell you this. I spend more time in this office than I do at my home. And thank God I have a very patient wife. But, yeah, I mean, it's a passion of mine, and I want to make sure the kids are 100% prepared. So, yeah, I spend a lot of time, and it starts – generally speaking, I sleep in a little bit Saturday morning because I'm exhausted. But then I get up and we do some family things, and, Saturday evening I hit it, and then it's pretty much nonstop until next Friday.
And then Friday morning you get up early and you're in this office. This will be your last Friday morning in this office, win or lose, for preparation, because if you get on, it's in Laramie. But you get here early in the morning and you got a 1 o'clock kickoff or a 3 o'clock kickoff. What are you doing that day of as final preparations?
I go through, and it's too, you wouldn't even believe how much stuff that needs to be done. I don't think people realize what it takes to prepare for a football game, 48 minutes on Friday. So there's a ton of stuff to do. I just make sure that we're ready to go, and, so to speak, I've dotted all the I's and crossed the T's, and then, it's time to play football. What we want is we want our kids, and they prepare. I mean, they're unbelievable how they prepare for things. But when they step out on the field, we want it to be kind of a reaction. They're always thinking and stuff, but they know what our opponents are going to do. And, going back to, this Friday, it's, I talk to the kids about this every day. Nothing's guaranteed. The 2 playoff teams right now, they're the 4 playoff teams that have a 1-0 record, and all that stuff previous to that doesn't matter. So we're focused on, you can't get today back. Nothing's guaranteed, and it goes by fast. This year I was talking to Brigham Blumel earlier this morning after our morning meeting, and we got into a discussion about just how fast things go. So we're embracing it, and we know there's no tomorrow.
Burns lost early on in the season, was shut out by Buffalo, and after that contest, really they switched up a lot of what they did in how they run their offense. And since then, they've run off 6 or 7 straight in a row. So I'm sure you were watching tape, everything that you had available. Have you seen a real difference in how that team works from the beginning of the season to now?
Yeah, particularly that's a good point, particularly after the Buffalo game, that, they changed some things. And, obviously I think they're hanging their hat on, getting number 34 and number 1 established in their run game. And that's not to say that, because they have some very good athletes outside too, so they can, they have the potential to throw the ball. But I think their offensive philosophy right now is kind of a ground and pound, and we're kind of a ground and pound defense, so it should be exciting.
That's Brent Walk, head coach for the Mountain View Buffs. Good luck in the semifinals.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Jake.
Mountain View, winners of 9 in a row, back to last week's 72-0 victory over Wheatland. Burns, winners of 6 in a row, including last week's quarterfinal victory, 57-6 over Big Piney. What else other than winning streaks do these two teams have in common? Well, their last opponent that they lost to, Buffalo. It was September 20th, week 3 of the 2A season for Burns when they lost 41-0 to Buffalo. And as you heard Coach Morrison say, that's really when they started to switch things up and change their offense around from a spread to a more run-heavy offense. For Mountain View, it was 363 days ago that they lost a football game on November 10th in the state championship, 43-18 to Buffalo. The winner of today's game probably gets date number 2 with Buffalo and a chance for revenge. One going back to the beginning of the season, the other in Mountain View's case going back a full year from the state title. The Buffs and the Burns Bronx when we return. Starting lineups and kickoff on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Yeager's Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Yeager's Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Yeager's Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports. Do you like following your Mountain View and Lyman athletics when you can't make it to the game? Well, we love bringing it to you. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbard, voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and Lyman Eagles, and I've been traveling around the state of Wyoming and covering high school sports for the better part of a decade. Whether it's covering a big culminating event at the Casper Event Center, calling a tightly contested Mountain View-Lyman game, the greatest rivalry in this state, or kicking back and enjoying the views at one of the state's many hidden gems like the ballpark in Cowley, Wyoming, there's a few things I always see. There's officials trying their hardest, coaches sweating it out on the sidelines, and there's always a ton of support for these athletes from the entire community. MyLocalRadio.com would like to take a moment to thank all of its sponsors for making today's video coverage possible. Without all of us working together, none of this could happen. If you would like to support our future video broadcasts of Lyman and Mountain View sports, there's a few ways you can let us know. The first is, you can call our home office in Evanston, Wyoming at 307-789-8116 and let them know that you would like to know more about how you can become a sponsor of Bridger Valley Sports. The other is, you can just come up to me before or after a game and ask for more information. We've got a lot of different tiers of sponsorship and we'll find the perfect one for you. We would love for you to join the MyLocalRadio.com and Bridger Valley Sports family and help us continue to bring these games for years to come. That number again to call for the Evanston office is 307-789-8116. Or just come up and see me at one of the games and let me help you help us. And remember, go Eagles and go Buffs.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
Welcome back into Clarence B. Lammers Field here live from Mountain View, Wyoming, where the Mountain View offensive starters are being announced at the moment. I was watching the pregame coin toss, and I was pretty sure I saw that Mountain View deferred after winning the toss, which would put them on defense. So I think that's what it is. It should be Mountain View facing going from left to right here in the first half or in the first quarter. Burns going from right to left. Mountain View in all black jerseys, white numerals, bright purple helmets. Burns white on white jerseys and pants, orange numerals, black helmets with a burnt orange bronc across the side of the helmets. And led offensively by a heavy rushing attack. Bo Clayson, 183 attempts and 1,600-plus yards on the season and 18 touchdowns to go along with that. Caden Lakin with 18 touchdowns as well at the quarterback position, rushing, and 925 rushing yards. He's also thrown for 8 touchdowns and 468 yards. Those two combining for 36 touchdowns on the season on the ground, and then add 8 more to a total of 42. That's all of that's all of Burns' offense throughout those two players, and most of that coming on the ground. We saw just 2 passes last week of Burns taking on Big Piney, and that really rushing attack is all allowed by what looks like a pretty big and formidable offensive line. Gabe Childers at left tackle, 6 foot, 225-pound senior. At left guard, Colton Kessler is number 73 and a senior. Lincoln Siebert, a 280-pound center, wears number 66. Right guard, Mitch Miller, 64 and a senior. And Wade Pollock, 270 on the right tackle side, 5'10", and a junior. Wide receivers, Logan Lerwick, 7 receptions, 4 of them going 4 touchdowns, 18.5 yards per reception. And Keenan Manlove, 5 receptions for 62 yards. Tanner Wilson, a tight end, and Ben Banville, a fullback. For the Mountain View Buffs defense, which will start the contest as Tianka Pecola is out and set up to kick it deep. We'll start at the front line. At defensive tackle, Brecken Barnes and Hunter Meeks in the middle. And then on the outsides, Jimmy Medler and Hunter Gross. Gross with a pick-6 interception last week on his hammer day, as the Buffalo seniors all get that day to slam the sledgehammer to the middle of that home field. This was his, his one chance. It was home game number 5. Brigham Blue Mel had his hammer day today. See if he got anything special in order. Blue Mel is safety, and also at weak safety, Caleb Knutson. On the corner side, we have Trevor Sweeney and Braden Walken. At free safety, it's Ashton Schofield. And then the 2 linebackers in the middle of it all, Sam Porter and Kimball Madsen. Madsen at the top of tackles on the season, 75 for the Mountain View Buffs, 13 for a loss. Hunter Gross, 74 tackles, 24 for a loss, as this Mountain View defense has been in all accounting for about 90 tackles for a loss this season. Tianka Pecola is set up to boot it deep. Back to receive Caden Lakin and Bo Clayson. Let it go close to the end zone. Lakin picks it up on the no-yard line. Up the middle and races his way forward, trying to get back to the 20. He'll be stopped a little bit shy, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of the 15 to 20. It was a little backspin by the kickoff of Tianka Pecola that forced Burns and Caden Lakin, the quarterback, who, yes, does return kicks, to go back and try to return it. He gets it out to, we'll say, the 16, and the drive starts 11:55 on the first quarter. As we welcome you into the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Bridger Valley Motor, the place to go. If you got a check engine light or if you ever need a tow, we'll give you that cell phone number to call Glade Erickson in just a bit. 16-yard. Caden Lakin with the back to the right, gives a pitch left side to Clayson, and stuffed up back at the 10-yard line. Kimball Madsen flexes to the home crowd on the first play. A big loss for the sweep left. Mountain View was preparing for sweeps to the left and right on the pitches. Now the first play, we saw a 1 back to the right in the shotgun, and Clayson took it to his left, standing to the right of Lakin, and he lost, as they mark it on the 11, 5 yards. Lakin comes in with 3,452 career rushing yards, and will take 5 of those away on the first play from scrimmage. Ball marked on the 11, second down and 15. Single back and a pitch right side, this time to Clayson again. He breaks through the first line of defense. Madsen takes him down along with Hunter Gross, tripping him up. Gross about the line of scrimmage where he was tripped up, and gave him 2 yards. 2-yard play for Bo Clayson. Third down and we'll say about 14 to go. 10:53 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard this first quarter, brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. 307-780-3280. That's a cell phone number, and one you want to save, because if you ever get stuck on the road, Glade Erickson of Bridger Valley Motor is there to pick you up 24/7, anytime, any part. Give Glade Erickson a call at Bridger Valley Motor. Third down, motion to the left side. Single back. No, there's no back. It's an empty set. Trips to the left. Lakin takes it, rushes with it. A flag comes in at the line of scrimmage as he's taken down in the backfield. And Hunter Gross on the play. Won't count as a sack for Gross, as it was Lakin trying to race outside on a quarterback draw. Wait for the flag, but it looks like that could be 3 and out. It's against Burns, so Mountain View will probably decline here to bring up 4th down. It was a gain of 1 yard on the rush by Lakin, his first of the day. Actually, take that back. It was a loss of 3. My eyes deceived me. 4th down and 18. And the first drive for Burns, this powerful rushing attack yields -6 yards. High punt just away at the 39-yard line, fielded by Schofield. He's immediately wrapped up by by Bo Clayson. The punt by Keenan Manlove. And at 10:06, Mountain View takes over at right around the 40. 3 and out and a -6 yard gain on the first drive is pretty darn good for the Mountain View defense, which was probably pretty confident coming into this game. They've stopped every rushing attack, especially if they've tried to get to the outside, as Burns does this year. The speed of the linebackers and the 4 safety look, or the 3 safeties, I should say. The weak, the strong, and the free. First play from scrimmage, Braden Walk, quarterback keeper to the 35, 30, close to a first down on the first play from scrimmage, just to find a little space to the outside for Walk. Pickup of 10, and 1st and 10. Walk goes for 11. 1st down and 10. Ball marked at the 28. Walk in the shotgun, has Madsen to his left. Hands off to Kimball. Clayson contacts him, but Madsen keeps rushing forward. Gets inside the 35, close to the 34. Starters for the Mountain View offense: Braden Walk at quarterback, Kimball Madsen at running back. Receivers: Trevor Sweeney, Brigham Blumell, Ashton Schofield, and Caleb Knutson. On the offensive line: Hunter Gross, Jimmy Medler, Bridger Harris, Brecken Barnes, and Hunter Meeks. 5-yard gain for Kimball on the first play. Brings up 2nd down. Well, I have to make it 6, and 2nd down and 4. Direct snap to Madsen. He races to the outside, has some space, stiff arms a man, shooting, still on his feet, hit hard at the 15. And brought down right there by Mitch Miller, close to the left sideline. Enough for another first down. Started at the 28. He'll move it into the 15. 13-yard pickup for Madsen on his 2nd carry. First and 10 on the 15. Single back set. 2 receivers, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Blumell comes in motion, takes a sweep right side around. Blumell with a little bit of space. Gets through 1 leg tackle and into the 5. He's forward and over end. Apologies to that scoreboard. The hot button got going on that. It is, in fact, 0-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Just noticed that looking at the screen. Here in the first quarter, brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. 9-yard pickup for Blumell, who was an 1,100-yard rusher last year, but was removed back to just primarily a receiver this season. Walk, a quarterback keeper, had an option pitch left, got stumbled up as he was trying to find some space left of guard. Tackled pretty quickly by Ben Banville. Time to give you the starters for Burns on the defensive line. Bo Clayson, a big defensive end, has 3 sacks and 12 tackles for a loss on the year. Keenan Manlove opposite him. Gabe Childers and Ben Banville in the middle. 3rd down and 2 after a small gain by Walk. He takes a snap, goes left of center, and Madsen gave him a lead block. He's tackled by Childers, but probably not before a first down. They could get to the first down yard marker without picking up a touchdown, and it's a gain of 3. And it's first down and goal. Madsen takes a direct snap to the right. Kept outside on the tackle. It's number 64, Mitch Miller. Brings up 2nd down and goal. No gain on the play for Madsen. Mountain View 2 yards from the end zone, maybe just 1.5. Spread offense. 2 receivers either side. Madsen to the left of Walk in the shotgun. Snap is low. Walk takes it. Fakes the pitch into the end zone and in upstanding for a touchdown. Mountain View 6-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Colton Kessler had hands on Walk, but he was already in the end zone, so he relinquished right there. And Mountain View strikes first here. 7:20 remaining in the first quarter. And Piancum Picola sets up for the point after. 2-yard run for Braden Walk. Low snap. Handled by Braden Walk. He gets the kick up to Picola. Through the uprights and good. 7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com. 7:20 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Mountain View leads. This is a First Bank presentation on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We welcome you back to Mountain View, Wyoming. The 2A semifinals has the Buffs kicking off for a second time. They kicked off to start the game, and a heavy rushing attack by Burns saw negative yardage. And Mountain View, I was talking to some of the coaches early on. They thought they would be trying to go from side to side, and the Buffs excel at defending just that. Hunter Gross in on some tackles. Kimball Matson on the side as well. You got great speed on the linebacker and defensive end side for Mountain View. So we'll see what Burns maybe switches up a little bit into the middle. Brent Walk, head coach for the Buffs in his 8th year, setting up for the kickoff, signals to the home crowd and says, pump up the volume here. We'll have a trip to state on the line. Kickoff deep at the 5-yard line, picked up by Clayson. He races straight forward, runs into a wall, still on his feet, and back to about the 20-yard line. The pile pushes forward, maybe a yard or two beyond that. 7:12 the time for the second drive of Burns. They started the contest and, again, yielded negative 6 yards by my count. 7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. First quarter brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. And again, that number to call, 780-3280. 780-3280 if you need a tow any time of day. 24/7 Glade Erickson there to pick you up. Ball marked on the 24. First down and 10. Two-back set in the pistol. Hand off to Clayson, straight ahead, and nowhere to go. Went the side of Hunter Gross, and Jimmy Medler picks up the tackle. I'll mark it down as a 0. Second down and 10. So we mentioned all the yardage that Bo Clayson had coming into the season. Well, he's 3 yards shy of where he's at right now. The big offensive line for Burns so far has not been able to deal with the speed and strength of the Mountain View front. Brecken Barnes set up on the right side. Hunter Gross left side. Bridger Harris and Meeks in the middle. 3 receivers left side. That's a Tanner Wilson, the tight end. They pitch it left side to Clayson. He gets a little space this time to the 25, forward to the 30. Positive gain for Clayson. Tackled by Brigham Blumel. They mark it right at the 30, so pick up about 7 on the play. Puts Clayson back into the positives and brings up a first, third, and manageable here on the Burns second drive. 6:04 in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter, 2A semifinals. Trip to state on the line for Burns. It would be their first since 2008. For Mountain View, they're looking for their 3rd consecutive trip to War Memorial. Ball set on the left hash mark on the 30. Single back shotgun set. Lerwick in motion to the right side. Handoff, faked. Caden Lakin takes it, and 3 Buffs in the backfield stuff it up. Caleb Knudsen, Bridger Harris, and Kimball Matson all in the backfield, creating the loss and probable punt here. Loss of 2. For Caden Lakin, brings up 4th down and 5. Braden Walk back to receive a punt. Haven't seen Braden back there to return this year. 5:14 and ticking down in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Keenan Manlove back to take the punt. It's a high snap. He gets it away. Good end over end. And touching down at the 40-yard line and moving back in favor of Burns. Walk will pull off and let the ball continue to roll down the field. Touchdown by Cooper Lakin at the 21. This is about as long of a field as Mountain View has had to work with in the last 3 or 4 weeks. 4:56 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Mountain View takes over, marked at the 22. Kimball Matson, the single back, as Walk looks to the near sideline. Mountain View moving from left to right. Blumel on the line on the left side. 4 receiver set. Schofield on the line on the right. Perfect snap. Back to throw. The first of the day. Has Schofield, but underthrows him. Schofield backs up on it, and it's incomplete. On the defense there, for the Burns Bronx, we had Joel Morales, but it was really just underthrown. Schofield had him beat by 2 or 3 steps. The ball went up, and it was clearly short. Schofield tried to back up, but Morales just held back, held steady, turned around, kept his eyes on the ball, and so everything was legal in it. 2nd down and 10. First attempt for Walk today goes incomplete. 4 receivers set again. Walk has Matson to the right this time. Motions to the right. Keeps it up the middle. 20 to the 35, to the 30-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 2 to go on the 8-yard pickup on the option keeper. Had Matson to the right side, the defensive end on the left. That was Bo Clayson bit on Matson, so that allowed Walk to cut up the middle of the field. One running back in the backfield with Walk. 4 receivers again, 2 either way. 3rd down, 2 to go on the 30. Direct snap to Matson. He's got the first down and more. Breaking forward to the 45, 50, 40, 30. Touchdown number 19 is on its way. Ashton Schofield meets him in the end zone. Touchdown Mountain View, 13-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Kimball Matson scores and breaks it open. A 70-yard touchdown scamper and race up the middle of the field. Number 19 of the year for Kimball. 13-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board with Tianca Picola back out. Hold up a second. There's a meeting at the 50-yard line between the 4 officials, and there's a conversation. It says 13-0 on the board. There is a flag at the 42, all the way over on the Burns sideline, way away from us. So perhaps a hold. But there's Mountain View and Burns are still setting up as if they're getting ready for an extra point. There's been no motion or signal from the referees one way or another. So we'll have to see, is it picked up? Is it against Mountain View? And a motion down to the 45 and saying everyone's coming back. A block in the back for Mountain View at the 42. Hold up and a personal foul. Never mind. It was 2 personal fouls for Mountain View and Burns. So they offset and will replay the down. So I don't think there's any mark. It's no spot foul. Just try it again. 3rd down and 2 at the 30. Well, this is why I bring White out. Made that purchase at the Family Dollar over in Mountain View early on in the year, and it's come in handy throughout this season in the old stat sheet, and just like it never happened, once take away Kimball Matson's 70-yard touchdown run. And it's a tough one to take away from Matson. He was up the middle and broken free, but not exactly clear where the fouls were on or where they were or who they were on, but it's 3rd down and 2. Try it again. 4 receivers now take the points off the board. Still 7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board and the Bridger Valley Motor first. Walk back to throw. Has options. And it's a dump off to Kimball Matson. A screen pass. Not quite the 70-yard touchdown run, but out to the 36. Good enough for a first down. And the first completion of the day for Braden Walk. To the 37, a 7-yard pickup on the first completion. On his second throw goes to Matson. Matson's been a bit of a security blanket throughout the season for Braden. 6 receptions, 225 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the year. Had a long run of 90 yards on a little dump-off earlier this season. 1st and 10. Ball marked at the 37. Man in motion is Knutson. Handoff, it's a counter play to Madsen to the 40 and push backwards. Keenan Manlove brings him back at about the 41. 3 minutes left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. The score is 7-0. No 70-yard touchdown to be for Kimball Madsen. It's like it never happened. Instead, his next run is out to the 40, let's say the 43, and gains about 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 to go. Single back shotgun. 4 receivers. Walk keeps it up the left side. Finds a bit of sideline. No, never mind. He was toe tackled by Bo Clayson at the 45 after a pickup of 2. 2.5 minutes left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Mountain View 7-0 over Burns, the number 1 from the west, number 2 from the east. 3rd down and 2 again. Need to get a couple more yards for the first down. Ball marked at the 45. Need to get to the 47. Single back set is Madsen. Walk has the option, pitches outside to the 45, to the 50, and first down yardage for Kimball Madsen. Ran right over Mitch Miller on his way to midfield and pick it up and go for 5 more yards for Kimball. 5-yard pickup for Madsen on 3rd down and 2. 28 on 5 carries. And mark it actually across to the 49. First down and 10, 1:55 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Loaded up to the left side, trips left receivers, 1 to the right is Schofield. Madsen to the right of Walk, a step behind the shotgun. Knutson comes in motion to the right. It's a counter play, handoff Madsen. 50, 45, racing forward and being drugged along the way and along for the ride. Colton Kessler goes a yard or 2 downfield to the 41. 8-yard pickup for Kimball. 37 yards for him. Mountain View milking the clock a little bit. This is a quicker moving first quarter than we've seen in quite some time, as Burns' defense, as we expected, was a lot stronger than we've seen the last couple of weeks in Wheatland or Grable. Shotgun set, 4 receivers. Walk back to throw, has Schofield up the middle of the field. Hits him in stride at the 10, 15, 5, touchdown Mountain View. 13-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Ashton Schofield ran a post route up the right side, hit in stride as Walk fired as Schofield burned his defender down the field for the score of 41 yards. Touchdown Mountain View, and it's 13-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 3rd pass attempt for Mountain View. 2 completions for Braden Walk, now a touchdown on the year. That's touchdown number 17. Pecola is up and good, and it's 14-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. A 41-yard score by Ashton Schofield, burning his receiver down the field. 1:02 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. We'll be back after this on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Back here in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter, it's 14-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Ashton Schofield, I think it was the first game out of the season. Where were we back then? We were here, but it was against Cokeville, and I was wondering how this Buffs team was going to do against a Cokeville Panthers program that had beaten Mountain View the previous 2 years. And early on in that game, the break open play was a 66-yard score to Ashton Schofield. And a 41-yard touchdown here. That's his 5th of the season. Puts him over the 200-yard receiving mark here in the 2A semifinals. A beautiful pass after Braden Walk on his first attempt to Schofield. Schofield underthrew him mightily. This was just a post route up the middle of the field. Well, he started on the right, going to that goal post, thus the name of that route. Perfect. Schofield didn't have to look back up or anything, just ran in stride, and the ball was right there, and His defender just left in the dust. That was Morales guarding Schofield. 1:02 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. The kickoff by Picola as fielded at the 5-yard line by Clayson. He races up the middle again, runs into Bridger Harris, and he takes it out to about the 22. 55.9 seconds remain in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Ball marked at the 23, a generous spot there. So far, Burns has gotten the ball at the 16, the 24, and this time the 23. 14-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View has rolled over all of their opponents throughout this season. Burns trying to have something to say about it. Pistol set. And Lakin gives it to Clayson. Out right side, rips past one tackler, but is stopped up by another. It's Hunter Gross on the takedown. Gain of maybe 2 yards on the play, maybe just 1. Looks like he got to about the 25, and that's where they mark it. Pickup of 2 for Clayson. Bo Clayson in the positives. He started off his first drive with -3 rushing yards, but I mentioned he came in with 3,400 plus rushing yards in his career. He had about 100 and change as a freshman, had about 700 as a sophomore, just under 1,000 as a junior, and 1,600 as a senior. So he doubled his output his senior year in his career rushing totals. Final play of the first quarter upcoming. 10 seconds left, and hold back. It's a timeout taken it's a timeout taken by Burns. The play was whistled dead as the snap came into Lakin's hand. We'll take it as well. 8.9 to go. 14-0 Mountain View over Burns on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Buffs football on mylocalradio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year. And lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region, too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
14-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View leads Burns here in the 2A state semifinals in the football arena. Yesterday we were in the Casper Event Center for Mountain View versus Rollins. They take on Torrington. That game set to tip off at about, serve off, or whatever you want to call it in volleyball, about 2:30 against Torrington. They win that game, and they'll be playing at 9 a.m. tomorrow in Casper. Back underway here. Clayson takes a handoff left side from the 35. He's broken open the field to the 45, to the 50. Still on his feet. Now tackled from behind by Ashton Schofield, somewhere in the neighborhood of the 30-yard line. The line of scrimmage was at the 25. Clayson takes it all the way down to the 27 for a pickup of 47 yards on the final play of the first quarter. Well, Coach Morrison took a timeout. He didn't like what he saw or wanted to try something different, or maybe he liked what he saw on the Mountain View defensive side. Called a timeout, and the final play yields 47 yards down the field. Burns threatening to score in the second quarter when we return on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Second quarter has Burns in the Mountain View territory on the 28. First play is Caden Lakin up the left sideline to the 20. Ball pops out, but I think it was out of bounds to about the 15. And a fumble out of bounds by Caden Lakin should yield close to a first down. We'll see where he went out of bounds, though. They mark him out about an inch. It's right at the – they have a second down in inches at the 19. All right. Second down and inches after a 9-yard pickup by Caden Lakin. Puts him in the positives on the rushing yards. Welcome into the Big Country Properties second quarter. And never mind, they give him 10, and so now it's a first down. It sure looked like a first down, but a delayed call there by the ref crew. They're maybe just making sure on the spot. First down and 10, or maybe it was the chain gang that was a little slow moving. Clayson takes it at the line of scrimmage at the 19. Up to the right side, nowhere to go. Pickup of maybe one, maybe a loss. And I think it was actually a loss as my eyes deceived me on which side of the 20 it was. We'll see. Move him as a no gain. Maybe one. They've given him 1 yard. Clayson 4-1, 54 yards. Most of that coming on a 47-yard pickup on the last play of the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Second down and 9 on the 18. Lakin in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. 2 men in motion. Manlove and is that Ben Banville. Quarterback keeper to Lakin. Ripped down. Hunter Meeks in at the defensive tackle position going to his left. Caden Lakin had nowhere to go. 2-yard pickup for Lakin. He must have got some forward progress down in that pile. Third down and 7 to go. 10:45 left in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Visit bigcountryproperties.com. Marked at the 16. 14-0. Mountain View over Burns. Burns with a chance here to make it a 1-touchdown game if they can continue the drive. Needs 7 yards. Hand off to Clayson up the middle. Space. He's on his way to the end zone. Just stops shy. A flag comes in late. Inside the 5-yard line. He was taken down. A big hole created by that big offensive line of Burns up the middle of the field. Flag spotted at, looks like the 3. Crowd goes silent after that play from Clayson. Clock stopped at 10:18. And a face mask against Mountain View the call. So that's half the distance. And Clayson taken down at the 3. Pickup of 13 and then add on the penalty yardage. About the 1.5-yard line. Down to the 1 to 2 yard marker. Got a fullback in on the set. No, that's Clayson to the left of Caden Lakin. Lakin calls the snap, takes it himself. Lead block through the body of Bo Clayson. Caden Lakin rolls behind him into the end zone. Touchdown, Burns. They make it 14-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board with an extra point upcoming. Well, here we go. We've got a contest in Mountain View. It's been quite some time that we've been able to say that. Keenan Manlove, the point after specialist. 1-yard touchdown for Caden Lakin. Kick is blocked and returned by Hunter Gross. He was ready to take it. No, that was Brecken Barnes ready to take it, but the play is ruled dead. Blocked, point after. 14-6, the score stays on the Benedict's Market and True Value board here in the Big Country Properties second quarter. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View football, the 2A semifinals, when we return on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
2 minutes and 6 seconds for Burns to drive 77 yards down the field. The big chunk play in that, a 47-yard pickup by Bo Clayson. gives us the first score for Burns in the Big Country Properties second period. The score is still at 14-6, however, as a blocked extra point on the attempt from Keenan Manlove negates that. So for the first time, we see the Burns kicking team coming out to the 40. Burns in the white jerseys, black helmets, and burnt orange broncs on the side of their helmets, moving from left to right here in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Go ahead and give Bobby Dalzell a call at 307-782-3356 if you're interested in buying or selling commercial, residential, land, or ranch listings. It's the #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley, Uintah County, and Lincoln County, as we can get the properties or take a look at properties across. Visit bigcountryproperties.com. Back to return for Mountain View is Ashton Schofield, and who else is down there? Is that Sweeney? Yeah, it's Trevor Sweeney, the other man, back to return for the Buffs. There was a small delay, and Manlove getting to kick that ball off, having a conversation with the official. Now the whistle blown, and Manlove approaches at the 40. Line drive kick to Schofield at the 5. Picks it up, moves to his left. Mountain View trying to get some blocking here. He finds the edge at the 30, 35, up the sideline to the 50, cuts back in. Tackled down at the 45 by Keenan Manlove, who helps him back up. The last man to help and have a chance to bring down Ashton Schofield. Keenan Manlove, the kicker, and in that situation, the touchdown saver. Mountain View takes over on the 45 for their first drive of the Big Country Properties. Second quarter, 9:49 left on the clock. Short field to work with. Mountain View's certainly become accustomed to that. 45 yards from pay dirt. We've got a pistol form here. Receivers bunched up to the left and right. Pitch right side to Madsen. Takes it at the 40. Moves his shoulder down, lowers it out of bounds, and about a 5-yard pickup. Logan Lerwick, the tackler. May have gotten 6 on the play. They mark him at the 39. Mountain View setting up as Coach Walk delivering the call out to his son, the senior quarterback, Braden Walk. 9:59 when they took over. Now at 9:10. 6-yard pickup for Madsen was the first down. Now it's second down and 4 at the 39. Madsen, faked handoff. Walk keeps it into the 35. He's stutter stepping to the left, to the right, and then makes a little jump forward to get a few extra yards inside the 35 to the 33. Picks up the first down, 6-yard gain for Walk on the play. .847 left. First down and 10. Marked on the 33. Walk has 2 backs. Hands off, sweep left to Schofield. Takes it down to the 35, or to the 30, and then inside there at about the 28. Tackled in by Mitch Miller and Caden Lakin. On the play, they mark it at the 28. Second down and 5 to go. Another run for Walk. He's got 37 yards on 7 carries. 8:19 left in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Up the middle, Kimball Madsen taken down by Manlove, but not before probably another first down gain of about 5 yards. Madsen's been good for about that throughout the contest. Manlove a little slow to get up, and he's up now, but kind of stumbling around. They do give him up 5 yards on the play for the first down. Marked on the 22. First down and 10. A whistle blown, and we've got Keenan Manlove. I said he was stumbling, and he does not look right. He is, as he got tackled, he was down on the ground. He was helped up. He kind of stutter-stepped around and then went back to his position, or I think what he thought was his position, and then he ends up going down to the ground at the 20. He's a defensive end, but he was set up as a linebacker on that play, and now he's helped up and walked off the field. Keenan Manlove is a big part of this defense. 70 tackles, 6 for a loss, 4 sacks, 1 fumble recovery on the season. See who they have in to replace him. They've got Clayson on the left defensive side. On the right, it's got Ben Banville. in at defensive end. So it looks like they just slip those two around. And it looks like they moved in into the defensive tackle side. In for him, it got Wade Pollock in at nose tackle. First down and 10, ball on the 22. Play whistle dead, but timeout taken by, looks like Mountain View. We'll take it with them. 14-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
We're here to help strengthen our community. Yes, that's right. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we take pride in belonging to our community. We encourage people of every race, gender, and belief to come together and give their all towards the betterment of our community. It's about people helping people. When you join our credit union, you also join a movement. At Trona Valley, we are thankful for our members, member NCUA, trust NCUA, a credit union system that is safe, sound, and secure.
Mentioned Keenan Manlove going out, and I think he's going to be probably out for this contest based on how it initially looked. Yeah, it's a big loss for Burns. As you look at the special team side, he's their kickoff specialist, their punter, their point after man, a defensive end, and a receiver. Now, Burns doesn't throw a whole lot, but Manlove, a big body in there, and he does a lot of blocking as a wide receiver. Pistol form, handoff to Matson on the 22. First down and 10. Matson hit almost immediately by Tanner Wilson. He gets maybe inside the 20. They mark him at the 19, a gain of 3 on the play for Kimball. 51 yards for Kimball on now 9 carries. 7:12 left as we welcome you back to the Big Country Properties second quarter. It's 2A semifinals. Mountain View up 14-6 over the Burns Broncs. This is just the third time these teams have met. They had a home-and-home series back in 2014-2015. Never met in the playoffs. Handoff to Blumel on for a second down. He gets it inside the 10, still on his feet. Piled forward inside the 5. And first down and a lot more first and goal upcoming for Brigham Blumel. Started at the 19. He's down to, let's say, the 3, a 16-yard pickup on Blumel's third carry of the day, 24 yards for him. Brigham Blumel rushed for 1,100 yards last season. He's been mostly a wide receiver this year. Quarterback keeper on first and goal for walk into the end zone. Stutter step from the right into the left and shuffled his way into the end zone. Touchdown Mountain View. Make it 20-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. 3-yard run for Braden Walk, the third score of the day for Mountain View. And with Keenan Manlove out, that defense kind of crumbled a little bit. Not that he's the whole defense or anything like that, but I think it was maybe a momentum shifter with how everything was working. Not to mention a great kick return by Ashton Schofield. Had Mountain View with a short field to work with. Extra point is up and good, 21-6. In the Big Country Properties second quarter, Mountain View on top of Burns. Here on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Well, Mountain View certainly took their time on what ended up being just a 6-play drive. 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go 45 yards down the field. Ashton Schofield started it all off with a big return of, let's say, 50 yards. He fielded it right about the 5-yard line and found the left sideline. Keenan Manlove was the only guy who could bring him down. And Keenan ended up going out late in that drive with, looked like he got shooken up after taking a heavy shoulder to the head of Kimball Madsen. But he's back out now and presumably back into the game. I see Manlove at the 48-yard line at the first line of defense for the kickoff for Burns. We mentioned he's a multifaceted player, any player at the 2A level that you have a starter out there. You can't really afford to lose anyone, and really any level in Wyoming. Teams just aren't that deep. So Manlove looked like he's going to try and stick it out. Picola set to kick deep. 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. Mountain View on top in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Fielded by Lakin, again at the 5. That's where every kickoff's been fielded today. Lakin runs into a freight train at the 20. And he's stopped right there. Bryson Walker on the tackle. Start the drive at the 21, but there is a flag, so we'll have to hold up on that. 6:24 remain in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Foul is against Burns. Must have been a hold. So there's 2 flags on the field. One's at the 20, one's at the 25. Near sideline and far sideline. Burns moving from left to right here in quarter number 2, and the referee still having a conference. Second quarter here. And still waiting. Now a penalty against Burns is the call. And it was a block in the back. I'll move him back from the spot, which was either at the 20 or the 25, because there's 2 flags. And it looks like it's marked at the 25. Backs him up to the 14, it looks like, maybe the 13. First and 10 on the 13. So maybe they split the difference between the 2. Lakin has Clayson moving from his right to the left in the gun. First and 10. Quarterback keeper Lakin, left side. And a sea of black. Hunter Gross leading the charge. Up on the tackle. Gets across the 15, but not much beyond that. Give him a couple of yards, maybe 2. Mark it a 3. 3-yard pickup for Lakin on the carry. Marked at the 16 for second down and 7. 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View and Burns with a trip to state on the line, playing tough as you would expect in a semifinal contest. One receiver either way, Logan Lerwick on the right. Wilson goes in motion to the right side. Clayson takes the handoff, gets a good block. Blumel recovers, though, and comes from behind to make the tackle. Decent gain on the play, though. It's across the 20 to about the 23 or 4. They marked at the 24. First down for Clayson. 8-yard pickup on the run. Puts him over 70 on the day. 3/4 of the way to a century mark. 5:30 and ticking down in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Huddle broken and Burns back out. Last time out, they drove 77 yards for the touchdown. It was a broken open play up the middle by Bo Clayson. 47 yards. They need something like that maybe to get back within 1 score here, down 21-6. Lakin gets a high snap, fakes the handoff to Clayson, goes opposite way, wrapped up at the neck level. Bridger Harris takes him down. 5 minutes to go as Harris had a violent tackle at the 24-yard line. No gain on the play. Mountain View seems to be taking this rushing attack personally at the line of scrimmage today. There's been a break open or 2, but other than that, it's been pretty under control. Have to say for Burns as well, they've been holding some of the big plays under wraps. There was the big break open to Ashton Schofield. I think Mountain View may find some speed advantage between him and Morales out on that right side. Other than that, Matson's been held to about 5 yards, which actually is pretty in control compared to what we've seen throughout this season. Receivers bunched up to the right side and a timeout taken as the snap comes in. Second down and 10 on the 24 when we return. There is 4:17 remaining in the Bridger Valley, the Big Country Properties second quarter. Mountain View on top of Burns on a First Bank presentation of Buffs football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
21-6 here on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View over Burns. The Buffs have been to the last 2 state championships, one in 2017, lost in 2018. That was the Buffs' last loss in the program's history. That was 363 days ago. Second down and 10. 24-yard line for Burns, their own 24. Down by 2 scores. Handoff Clayson, right side. And he is driven back again by Bridger Harris. Jimmy Medler finishes the job, and Clayson is sprawled out on the ground, arms down. He pops back up, but no question about it, he got stuck on that play. 1-yard pickup for Clayson. Good read by Bridger Harris on the play. 3:52 left in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Lakin runs to the far sideline to take the play into the huddle. Breaks it. It's at the 25. Third down and 9. Got 2 receivers on the right side. Lerwick in the slot, and the tight end Tanner Wilson on the line. Looking to throw. Lakin running out of time. Heave-ho up the middle, and out of the hands of Sweeney. He dropped it out, intended for Logan Lerwick. It was underthrown as the clock was ticking on Caden Lakin's blind side. Hunter Gross was coming in a hurry. Brings up 4th down and 9 on the play. Says 4th and 9 on the board. The markers say 3rd, and now they'll flip it over to 4th. 2 receivers back to return for Mountain View, Sweeney and Schofield on their own 40. Keenan Manlove looks to be doing better after that injury scare last drive. Takes the punt, kicks it away, touchdown at the 40 and rolling forward. Inside the 25, and then takes a little roll back at about the 24. Mountain View opting to let these punts go these last couple of times. They've had space to work with, but just haven't wanted, I guess, any mistakes in the special teams. So Mountain View takes over after the punt at about the 24. 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 3:12 the time when the Buffs take over. Again, the ball marked on their own 24. Have Blue Mel set up on the left side. 4 receivers, it looks like. That's a pretty standard set for the Buffs, and then a shotgun with Madsen to the left or right of Walk. Madsen setting up to the right of the gun. Looks back to throw. Has Blue Mel deep. It's high. Blue Mel is a 50-50 master. It's him and Lakin. Caden Lakin picks it off at the 45. And an interception, just the 3rd varsity turnover of the year for this Mountain View team. Comes in the semifinals, and a big turnaround play for Caden Lakin and the Burns Broncs. Ball marked on the 43, 7 yards shy of the 50. Ball intended for Blue Mel, and it was one-on-one between Lakin and Blue Mel. Brigham at about 6'4", Caden at 5'10", giving up half a foot. Lakin won that 50-50 jump. So 1 play and a turnover. Takes over on the 43 now. 3:05 left in the first half. Hand off to Clayson on the first play. And not too much of anywhere to go. Maybe 2 yards on the sweep left side. Hunter Gross takes him down on the run by Clayson. Make it 2nd down and 8. Huddle up for Lakin. Hey, it's fun to see these guys. Pretty much everyone's an Iron Man here at the 2A level. Plays offense and defense. So Lakin gets that interception. Now comes out, leads the offense. And what can you do for me, young man, after you get the turnover? Handoff left side. Sweeping around is Clayson. Dragging a man out to about the 48. It was Caleb Knutson being drugged from behind, but to his credit, he didn't let go. They mark it at the 40s. They do mark it at the 48. Give him a couple yards. 3-yard pickup and half the yardage. Maybe 3rd down and 4 or 5. Got it as 3rd down and 5, but it looks like a bit of a short 5. Down to 155. Shotgun, 3 receivers to the left. Lerwick in the slot and Wilson on the line. Everyone bunched up right side. Changing their formation, you have Clayson to the left. Quarterback keeper, Lakin looking for the lead block. Nowhere to go. Hunter Gross jumps down on him. Pardon me, that was Bridger Harris. Gross getting the first point of attack against Lakin. Brings up 4th down and 5 after the no gain. There's not been any room to run on the side-to-side defense against Mountain View. The only space that the Burns offense has found is up the middle. 1:17 and ticking away in the Big Country Properties second period. 21-6 the score. Mountain View leads Burns. But we do have a game here. Mountain View not blowing out teams as they have. We didn't expect anything like that. Burns is a solid program, winners of their last 6. Clayson in the backfield in the shotgun. One receiver either side. No, Clayson split out. That's the fullback, Banville, in the backfield, and a timeout taken. Maybe just trying to get a look of Coach Morrison of the defense of Mountain View. 53 seconds left. They take what I believe is their 3rd and final timeout. Maybe they have one left, actually. 53 seconds left in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Mountain View over Burns, 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires or anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Score is 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Late in the second quarter. Mountain View on defense with 3.5 left, and after a 5-yard penalty to the 41, the ball goes back from the 36. A double pass interference down the field negated the last play. So this should be the last play here after a clock ball, 3.5 left, 41 yards down the field to go. Burns has done this a couple of times. They won it a game like this against Thermopolis a few weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago on a 35-yard pass. Lerwick down to the left side. They're running that wheel route. As expected, that's how they won it against Thermopolis. Down the field, it's overthrown, intended for Clayson. The quarter ends with a ball sailing untouched into the end zone. 21-6 at the half on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View on top. This is a First Bank presentation of Buffs football on mylocalradio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance in Evanston. Whether it's home, life, renters, auto, or more, Jeff Piper is your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Black's Fork Dental, top-of-the-line dentistry available right in your backyard. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board here as we welcome you into the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show. Well, it's a game here. It's a 2-touchdown contest, but as competitive as we've seen in quite some time for Mountain View. Let's run you through what's been happening here at Clarence B. Lammers as of late. So far, their home games this year, they started off with a 41-0 win over Cokeville. Their next home game, 47-0 over Lovell. On October 4th, it was homecoming. They beat Pinedale 55-12. Gray Bowl, they defeated 64-0 on senior night. Last week it was 72-0 over Wheatland, and right now 21-6. By far the most competitive game heading into the second half that we have seen in Mountain View, and why wouldn't you expect anything different? Buffs have been rolling over teams this year, but these are the 2A semifinals, and Burns has certainly earned their spot. They won 29-28 over Thermopolis in Week 8. That gave them the number 2 seed, got them a home game against Big Piney last week. They beat them 57-6. And so they've been on a roll a bit themselves. Let's run through some of the last contests that they've had ever since they lost 41-0 to Buffalo. Well, after that game, and they switched up from going from the spread to the, just have you seen, shotgun, heavy, just sweep left, sweep right, quarterback keeper option between Lakin and Clayson. One of them's running the ball about every time. Beat Wheatland 42-7, Glen Rock 49-20, Pine Bluffs 48-3, Newcastle 49-8. They got by Thermopolis by 1 point, and then, of course, that 57-6 victory over Big Piney last week to get right here. So a turnover by Caden Lakin. That's gave Burns a chance late in the second quarter to get one more in. They were stopped just a bit shy. They were on the 41-yard line. There was a big pass play down the left side coming out of a timeout in the last minute of contest where Logan Lerwick and Caleb Knutson were tied up. It looked like it was about to be a pass interference against Caleb Knutson as Lerwick went down to the ground, as did Knutson. The referees conference for about a minute and a half plus talked about it and said, we've got double pass interference. So that negated it. A 5-yard run up the middle by Clayson then led to a clocked ball, but Burns with 3.5 seconds left wasn't set, so they've got it backed up again 5 yards from the 36 to the 41, and then a throw down at the end of the game went into the end zone, and I think it was just throwing it away playing for the half. They didn't like any opportunity they had up the middle. It looked like they were running Lerwick on a little wheel route up the left side as they did on that last play of the game against Thermopolis when they got the touchdown to Lerwick. So it looked like it was a setup to their little go-to Hail Mary type of pass play. So 21-6 the score. For stats, I have Mountain Views right now. I've got them with 112 rushing yards, 48 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns, 160 total yards for their 21 points. For Burns, I was just adding those up as the break ended. 78 from Bo Clayson, add 30 on for Caden Lakin. Gives them 108 rushing yards and no passing yards. So there you go. That's their total yardage. So the yardage breakdown, not as big of a disparity as we become used to seeing here in Mountain View, is 160 to 108. That's just about even. The difference is a touchdown and then another one. The game started off with Kimball Matson rushing it in from about 5 yards out, and then a 2-yard run into the end zone by Braden Walk. The third touchdown, I think that was actually the second touchdown, third touchdown. The second, Braden Walk, 41-yard touchdown to Ashton Schofield on a post route up the middle. Those are your 3 scores for Burns. Their 1 touchdown, an 8-yard run by Caden Lakin came as part of a 77-yard drive down the field, capped out by that 1-yard score into the end zone by Lakin. We'll take a break and come back with our standout student of this halftime segment, 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board, Anna Short, a sophomore swimmer and artist at Mountain View High School, when we return on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Back here at the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show offering auto and home glass repair, 24-hour towing, and a fitness center that never closes as well. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. We'll move right along in the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show with our standout student segment. It's Anna Short, a sophomore at Mountain View High School. I have Anna Short with me, a sophomore at Mountain View High School, and we're taking a look at swimming as we get ready for state. How did your swimming season go for you as you have to compete over in Lyman?
It's good. It's a long drive for sure, but it's fun. It's good exercise, and it's a good way to build teammates with the other school. And we all do very good, and we just support each other, and it's a very good time.
Now, did you qualify for anything?
I did not this year.
So does that mean practice is over for you, or are you still swimming?
Practice is over, but we have club swimming and other options throughout the year to get us in shape in the off season, and I'll probably do some of that.
What was your closest event?
The 100 back.
And how close were you?
Less than 3 seconds.
And in less than 3 seconds in a 100 backstroke, how difficult is that to shave off? How close are you? You know, kind of that. Swimming events, 50 free a second's a mile, and the 500 is nothing.
Yeah, for sure. In the 100 back, 3 seconds is still quite a bit. It might not seem like a lot, but it all depends on your flip turns and your start and how fast you're going with your stroke rate.
How did you get started in swimming?
I started in 7th grade, and well, I guess it started way before that when my mom made me do swimming lessons as like a little girl. So that kind of sparked an interest, and I did it in 7th grade, and I've been doing it ever since. So, yeah.
When did you get the interest to do that competitively, I guess? You know, you said you started in 7th grade, but was it a couple years before you thought, when I get to this class, grade, I want to do it?
I think I just all of a sudden was like, you know what, I don't have any sport I'm doing right now. I'm going to just try swimming, and then it just took off from there.
What's your favorite event?
100 back.
Is it just because you're the best at it? That's your best event?
Yeah.
Least favorite?
Oh my gosh, 100 fly. Yeah, that's not fun.
Is it just exhausting?
I think it is. Some girls are really good at it, but I am not.
Tell me a little bit about class. What classes are you taking this semester, and do you have any plans for next yet?
Well, next year I'd like to take some college classes and start to get into that. This year I'm taking geometry because I had Algebra 2 last year. And I'm taking history and biology and a few of those required classes. But other than that, I'm taking child development, and I'm interested in that, and I think that's good. And then I'm also taking art too, and Spanish too.
I'm not trying to put any pressure on, but I understand in high school, 1 year and, well, halfway through a semester through, you've gotten all A's so far.
Yeah.
And you said you may have gotten a B back in 7th grade PE. Is that when it was?
Maybe. I don't know.
Did you actually get a B in PE?
I might have for a little bit there, and then it went back up. I hope so. I don't really remember, actually.
Now, is that something you put a lot of pressure on yourself to do, is to get those A's in classes?
Yeah, I like to do that. I think it's just fun to like compete with your classmates, and I think a lot of our classes that we're in, our grade is just really good at trying to get good A's and compete with each other on tests and study with each other.
You got a group, you guys compete with each other on tests?
Well, no, not really. Okay, but like after you take a test, everybody's always like, what did you get? What did you get? And you always just kind of wonder what you're doing compared to your classmates.
What's the toughest class for you right now?
I'd say maybe geometry. I really like math, but geometry is not as fun as Algebra 2 was, in my opinion. So that's just how I feel.
It almost sounded like you were trying to think of one that was hard, though. Is it going pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's just lots of IXL and other work to do outside of school. So
we'll talk about art in just a little bit, so I would assume that's toward the top. But if you have any other classes that you excel at or have an extra interest in, what would they be?
I like science, and math is good too. Even history, I like that one too. And then obviously art. So.
Tell me a little bit about your interest in art.
I've been doing that for quite a while actually, and getting into high school, I got like a lot more opportunities because you're not like following such strict guidelines, and you have like people who are actually interested in taking the class because that's why they're there. And it was fun to work with new mediums and just new ideas, and I liked that.
tell me a little bit about some new mediums you've worked in. I'm not an art person, so this is all like, this sounds great, but I don't know what you're talking about. So explain to me as an idiot.
Okay, no, you're good. So like watercolor and colored pencil and charcoals and acrylic paint and all those different areas. It's just a lot of fun to experiment, and you can combine them into one piece of art, and I like doing that too.
Do you have a preference when it comes to your mediums?
I like watercolor a lot, and I don't know, I did a piece last year with charcoal, so I kind of am looking to do maybe another thing with charcoal this year. So
I liked to watercolor when I was like 4, but I would imagine this is a little more in-depth what you're doing.
Yeah, just a little bit.
There's not numbers attached?
Sometimes I need the extra help.
Okay, so you're also involved in Art Underground. Tell me a little bit about that.
So it's just a little club. There's not a bunch of stuff to do after school, but we still go around and we make some fundraisers so we can go to state art in the spring and a few other activities and get supplies. And we paint windows during the Christmas time, and we're matting pieces to take to state art, and sometimes you can get awards at state art. And so, yeah.
Another thing I didn't know exists, state art. When's that?
It's towards the end of April, I think, was the time last year. And we're also going to an art intensive camp this weekend. And that's at UW.
Oh, that's great. I think I actually saw that on the schedule. Tell me a little bit about if you know anything about what's going to happen there.
Okay. I'm not going, but I know that there's some classes you can take, and it's for 2 days, I think. And you can just, go into different classes and learn with kids across the state some different techniques, I think.
Now, why aren't you going?
Oh, I didn't. Well, I am busy. Oh. Yeah. I just didn't have the chance, which is a bummer, but that's okay.
Is it every year? Do you get a chance to go again?
I hope so, but this is the first year I've had the chance to go. Yeah.
That's Anna Short, swimmer, artist, and standout student. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're here on the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness Halftime Show, where Mountain View leads in the 2A semifinal football over Burns 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We'll take a break. We're about 2 minutes from action resuming, or somewhere thereabouts, as Burns is just taking the field. Mountain View has already entered and is stretching, getting ready for quarter number 3. 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View over Burns on a First Bank presentation of Buffs football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Back here on the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness Halftime Show, 21-6. The score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View, 3 touchdowns to 1 for Burns. The extra point by Keenan Manlove was blocked, and that's how we get to those 6 points. The the rushing yards differential for Mountain View and Burns about even. 112 yards on the ground to 108 yards for Burns. 48 yards through the air for Mountain View, the only difference really in yardage. We're a minute and a half away. We'll be back in 90 seconds for the third quarter on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM. Do you like following your Mountain View and Lyman athletics when you can't make it to the game? Well, we love bringing it to you. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbard, voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and Lyman Eagles, and I've been traveling around the state of Wyoming and covering high school sports for the better part of a decade. Whether it's covering a big culminating event at the Casper Event Center, calling a tightly contested Mountain View-Lyman game, the greatest rivalry in this state, or kicking back and enjoying the views at one of the state's many hidden gems like the ballpark in Cowley, Wyoming, there's a few things I always see. There's officials trying their hardest, coaches sweating it out on the sidelines, and there's always a ton of support for these athletes from the entire community. MyLocalRadio.com would like to take a moment to thank all of its sponsors for making today's video coverage possible. Without all of us working together, none of this could happen. If you would like to support our future video broadcasts of Lyman and Mountain View sports, there's a few ways you can let us know. The first is, you can call our home office in Evanston, Wyoming at 307-789-8116 and let them know that you would like to know more about how you can become a sponsor of Bridger Valley Sports. The other is, you can just come up to me before or after a game and ask for more information. We've got a lot of different tiers of sponsorship and we'll find the perfect one for you. We would love for you to join the MyLocalRadio.com and Bridger Valley Sports family and help us continue to bring these games for years to come. That number again to call for the Evanston office is 307-789-8116. Or just come up and see me at one of the games and let me help you help us. And remember, go Eagles and go Buffs.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
We hope you're in.
Quarter number 3, just about to start. It's Mountain View set to receive as they deferred in the first half. Keenan Manlove to kick away for Burns, currently holding the football with his, is he going to try to drop kick it? He is. He's drop kicking it as an onside. Fair catch called at the 42. Well, trying to catch Mountain View off guard, they opt to try a drop kick on the kickoff, and I think that was that. Was that Michaeli? That was Connor Michaeli with the fair catch there, and nice little play by him there. It was high up in the air, it fielded about the 43. So I guess, I was told to watch for the onside kicks of Burns, but I was not expecting that, I will admit. On the 43, 11:56, low snap, just given away to Matson, but for a loss to the 40. Loss of about 3 yards on the play on a low snap. Walk did a good job just picking it up. That's the 10th carry for Matson, and it's a negative play on the day. He has 47 yards. They got 48 for Mountain View. Again, almost dead even on the rushing yards count. 112 for Mountain View, 108 for Burns. Ball marked on the 40. And make it the 41. Second down and 12. Snap. He gives a fake sweep end around. Walk takes it to the left. And it's up the 50 to the 45 and taken across for a first down. It was Caleb Knutson coming in motion from the left to the right. And he faked it in and out of the hands of Knutson all the way across to the 41. Well, 19-yard pickup for Walk. First down and 10. Has two receivers to the right, two to the left. Shotgun, Matson to the left side. Matson takes the pitch. He's at the 50. He's moving backwards. Gets through one tackler out to the 40. Bullies his forward and lowers the right shoulder past the 40 to pick up about 2 yards, but he took a pitch backwards. I'm not sure if that was going to be a wide receiver pass or something. It almost looked like it with how much real estate Kimball Matson worked backwards. He moved back about 9 yards, but finally got back to the line of scrimmage and picked up 3 yards on the play. Down to the 38. Back to his original 51 yards that he had at the half. Second down and 7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 21-6 the score. Mountain View over Burns. Has Matson to the left of the gun. One receiver is Schofield on the right side. Watch him. It's a handoff up the middle. Matson to the 35, 30. And Clayson holds on and steer wrestles him to the ground. Down to the 26, though. A great gain of about 12 yards on the carry. Another Big run for Madsen up the middle. 63 yards for Kimball, now at the 26. First down and 10. A flag comes from the behind and in front of the line of scrimmage. And a legal shift on Mountain View. Backs him up 5 yards to the 31. First and 15 for the Buffs. 9:51 left in the third period. Again, Mountain View leads it by 2 scores, 21-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Walk looks down to Coach Walk on the offensive side for the call. It's a pistol form. No, it's Madsen stepping up just a step behind Walk to the right. 2 receivers to the left side. Handoff to Madsen. It was a direct snap, rather, inside to about the 27. Picks up 4 on the play. 67 yards for Kimball. 9:15 and ticking away here in the third period. Trevor Sweeney out to the right side to join Ashton Schofield. Sweeney in the slot. Blue Mel on the left side along with Caleb Knutson. 4 receivers. Madsen to the left of Walk. 4-3 front for Burns. They'll make it a 4-2 rather. Nickel package. Back to throw. Walk doesn't have much time. Now moves forward in the pocket. Tucks and runs. Juts outside. Tip finds the sideline to the 10. Racing for the pylon. He pushes forward and it's a touchdown, Mountain View. At the middle of the field, a referee signals touchdown Buffs. And a scramble out of the pocket goes 27 yards down the field for a score. Mountain View gets another 6 on the board. 27-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Clock stopped at 8:42. Good field position. Started off with that drop kick onside, and it backfired for Burns. Extra point is up and in. 28-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
First drive of the second half goes 57 yards down the field for Mountain View. A drop kick by Manlove. It was a high little, I guess they were going for the onside. It was caught by Michael. He signaled fair catch. So I guess that backfired. And now Burns down 28-6. 3 touchdowns. And set to kick is Mountain View. Tiancum Picola with another extra point in. He's perfect today, 4 for 4. On the season, Picola 46 of 54 coming into the game, so now he's hit PAT number 50. Ball set at the 40. 2 back to receive is Lakin and Bo Clayson. 8:42, the clock stops. As Mountain View seized control here in the third period. Walk dropped back to throw. He didn't have much time as the defensive ends were closing in around him. He does a little jut around. He's a little shift to the right, shift to the left, and then he turned, found the left sideline, and raced up into the end zone. He had to lower the shoulder to get in. Kick is out of bounds at about the 3. That'll push the ball forward to 35 or 40-yard line for Burns. So that's where we start the drive at. And can't remember at the high school level. I think it's at the 40, but it might be the 30. There's a flag down at the 38 as well. I'm not sure if there was a conference going on. There's, of course, the flag at the 4 where the ball went out of bounds, but then there's one at the 38 as well, and that may be the reason for the conference. 28-6 the score. Mountain View has 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 through the air. Braden Walk picked up his, what was that, 17th touchdown? Yeah, 17th passing touchdown of the season. It was Schofield's 5th. After all that, I didn't see the plays, or the calls for the kick out of bounds on illegal procedure and something against Burns that offsets. I think it may have been a block in the back. So try the re-kick, I guess. Gives T. Picola another chance. So Walk now with 17 touchdowns on the year through the air, and then another 2 on the ground, 17 and 17, 34 touchdowns altogether for that senior. Trying to earn a spot in the state next week at War Memorial Stadium in Laramie. Mountain View kicks off again, and it pops into the end zone just as it goes out of bounds. And Mountain View will see Burns at the 20-yard line. Burns again in the white jerseys, burnt orange numerals, and Burns Bronc on the side of their black helmets, moving from right to left here in quarter number 3. It's their first drive of the half. They had 5 drives in the first half, went 3 and out, punt, touchdown, punt, and then ran out of time on their 5th drive. Ball marked on the 20. Shotgun form. Handoff to Clayson. Tries to find a little space up the middle. Gross in there on a tackle pretty quick, as is Kimball Manson and Brecken Barnes. Nowhere to go for Clayson. Helped up and patted on the back by Hunter Gross as he gets back up. Pickup of 1 yard for Clayson. That's his 12th carry. 79 yards for Bo. He averages north of that on the season. He's putting up an average of 181.6 yards per game. Tough to get it against a Mountain View defense, which allows on the rush just 51 per game. Fake handoff, Lakin off to throw. Had a man down the field. Tanner Wilson was overthrown, though, at the 35. Would have been good for a first down. Instead, it's 3rd down and 9. Burns trying to catch Mountain View a little off guard. May have worked. Wilson had single coverage, and he's a tall kid. Don't have a height listed at him, but probably about 6'2". Probably would have had a chance to make the little catch there, not for a touchdown, but for a first down. Clock stopped at 8:01 in the 3rd period. 28-6, Mountain View over Burns here in the 2A semifinals. Lakin in the gun. Clayson to his right. Banville moves in to defend the right side. It's a sweep left and a halfback throw back to Lakin, and in the backfield, Bridger Harris brings him down. Did not work as planned there. Brecken Barnes was chasing Clayson immediately, who raced back to about the 10 and tossed it to Lakin immediately, and then Lakin was handed up pretty quickly. A 3-yard loss on, we'll call that the Clayson throw. I think it was a forward pass. Might as well call it that. First attempt by Clayson goes -3. Punted away by Manlove. Picked up at the 49 by Schofield. Out to the right sideline. To the 40. 35. Gets a block from Blumel and races out of bounds at about the 35. Good special teams running today by Schofield. Nearly took a kick return for a touchdown. Here puts Mountain View with a short field to work with 7:13 left in the 3rd period. Marked at the 31. Schofield got out of bounds a few yards downfield of what I saw. Move the ball with a pistol split back. Handoff to Blumel. He takes it at the 30. Manlove is drugged for a couple of yards down to the 27. Moving forward about 4 maybe. 2nd down and 6. 4th carry for Blumel today. Split back again. A pistol form with Madsen behind, and Walk has Blumel to his left. Ball marked on the 26. 6 yards to go. 2 receivers left side. Option, 2 walk. He takes it up the middle. Races outside now to the 10. Still on his feet. Inside. Dances into the end zone. Crosses the left pylon. Touchdown, Mountain View. From 26 yards out, Braden Walk scores for a 4th combined time today to make it 34-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Here come the floodgates. They've been burst wide open for Mountain View. Tianca-Pacola set up for the point after. 26-yard run followed, 22-yard touchdown run followed by one of 26 for Braden Walk on the option left. Point after is good. 35-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View leads Burns on a First Bank presentation of Buffs football on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Pacola setting up to kick off one more time. It's 6:32 remaining in the third period, and Mountain View has taken what was a close game and a competitive one at the half and broken it wide open. 35-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bridger Harris pumping up the crowd, setting up in the special teams. Mountain View can smell a championship, a third in a row. They're now 18 and a half minutes away from doing just that. Pacola kicks it long. Lerwick backing up on it. Touches down at the 5, rolling down to the sideline. He bobbles it, just picks it up in time and is hammered down to the ground by Bryson Walker. And Burns will start inside their own 5. 6:29 for Burns to take over in the third. On their own 4. Lerwick didn't want any part of returning that one, and as Pacola's kicks have the tendency to do, it backed up. It didn't go into the end zone. It stuck and stayed right at the 5. And a bobble, 1st down and 10, handoff to Clayson. He tries to get a little bit of a real estate, trying to work his way out to the 10 and work from there. It's close to about the maybe 7.
Clayson's tackled that time by number 50, Hunter Gross.
Hunter Gross on the tackle. They bring about a yard on the play is all. Gets out to the 5. 13th carry for Bo Clayson. 6 points is all Burns has been able to muster on. That was really started off by the 47-yard run up the middle by Clayson. He hasn't been able to find the edge since then. Hand it off again to Clayson. And again, a pile of black. Push him back right around the 5. 5:44 and ticking away. We'll have the Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance 4th quarter after the completion of this match. If Mountain View's volleyball team can get through and win today over Torrington, we'll have that contest tomorrow. Looked like there was early movement at the line. Lakin keeps it back to about the 10. Still stopped well short of needing to get to the 14 for a 1st down. Lakin on the play, stop shy, and give it back to the Buffs. 4th down and 7 upcoming, make it 4th down and about 6.
They'll bring up 4th down and 6 yards to go.
Manlove stuck up about 3 yards inside his own end zone. And Manlove takes the high snap, just gets it away. And Schofield let that one sail out of bounds somewhere in the neighborhood of the 30 to 35. Another short field for Mountain View to work with. Clock's at 4:47 in the third period. And they mark it at the third. Take it all the way back to the 40. First down and 10. That's being on the Burns 40. That's how many yards from another score. Mountain View seems to have fallen in love with the split back set as of late with Blumel and Madsen. That's what they have on first down here. 3 receivers, 2 to the right. Blumel, a lead blocker for Madsen, to the 40, 35, finding the sideline, 30, 20. Say so long. Kimball Madsen's into 20 touchdowns on the year, and the Buffs are on top. Add 6 more to the board. 41-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. When they get rolling, there is no stopping the Mountain View Buffaloes. A 40-yard run by Kimball. His 20th rushing touchdown of the season. Puts him over 100 yards on the day as well. Have him at 107, which also puts him over 1,000 yards on the year. And maybe 1 yard shy. He's at 107. He is at 999 yards on the year, 20 touchdowns, and a 42-6 lead after the T. Picola extra point. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football. Live and online at mylocalradio.com. Mountain View 42, Burns 6.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
4:38 on the clock here in the third period. And yes, we are still in the third period. It was 21-6 at the end of the half, 42-6 with only about 2/3 of the way through the third quarter. And that drive lasted 9 seconds. 9 seconds is what it took for Kimball Madsen to go down the field. 40 yards. He's got pads on, and he also had to go a little bit left to right. They're not going to impress anyone with that 40 time of 9 flat, but put some pads on and also add in. He had to juke some defenders, and we'll mark it up as pretty good. Madsen with his 20th touchdown of the year on the ground. He also has 2 receiving scores and 999 yards rushing. The ball came off the tee for Picola. 1 play, 40 yards, and I think the back may have been just broken for Burns. Mountain View currently in a tight one in the opening set, up 13-10 over Torrington here in the consolation bracket at the Casper Event Center. We'll keep you updated on that contest. Another kick by Picola, and Clayson has it pop off of his shoulder pads. Picks it up and takes it out to about the 10 or 12. Kickoff returns have been a head scratcher today for Burns. They've been letting him go and not, I think only 1 touchback today. I'm not sure what the plan has been. They start off at 4:30 to go in the third period on, and oh no, Bo Clayson's down. That is not good for that senior. 4-year contributor for the Burns Bronx. He was part of that team that, the 4 years prior to Coach Morrison taking over in Clayson's junior year, went 5-27, including a winless 0-8 season about 4 years back. Clayson's down, and Burns huddled up around him. Mountain View is taking a huddle on their near sideline. The ball is marked when we do finally regain play at the 13, it looks like. Is that right? Is it on the 13? 14? Ah, thank you. It'll be marked on the 14. Update here on as we're getting Clayson checked on. Mountain View up 16-11 in the first set over Torrington. That's in the volleyball realm. They lost in 4 sets to Rollins last night. I was there for that game. A lot of great contest. I thought it was a great one. 26-24 goes the final in the first set for Mountain View, losing to Rollins. They actually took a 10-3 lead, and then Rollins climbed back on 7 straight points. Jessie Jerome, a sophomore setter, right side combo player. She is an outstanding server as well at about 6 foot. She can get a good downward trajectory on the ball, and she's a power server, but she doesn't have a big, powerful attack. She just hits the heck out of the ball. She had 3 aces in the first set, and I think finished with 7 aces in the contest, if my memory serves me correctly. Clayson has taken his helmet off, and he is out of the game. That puts Logan Lerwick in at quarterback, it looks like, and Lakin as the running back. Lakin takes the handoff from Lerwick. He takes it right side out to about the 15. So a quarterback change from Lakin to Lerwick and Clayson to Lakin on the running back. Caden Lakin came into today's game with just a bit shy of 1,000 yards rushing. He was at 925, and after that 3-yard gain, he's now 35 yards on the day. He's still about 30, 40 yards away from crossing that 1,000-yard marker. Looks ever more apparent that this will be the final contest of the year for Burns. And then it looks like they'll have to finish without Clayson. Lerwick, the quarterback on this one, a quarterback keeper on the option read. Gets crossed to across the 20 on 3rd down to bring up 4th. It's 3rd down and 3. Another about 3 yards on the play. Probably going for it here, even inside their own 20. That's about where the ball is spotted. Down 42-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board in the 3rd quarter, and that's the call indeed. Lakin is the running back. Lerwick, the quarterback, taking the snap. Hand off Lakin. Close. It's close, but I think he was stopped a yard shy. And Lakin getting helped up. It looked like his elbow touched down at the 23, but then he rolled forward to the 24. And pardon me, that was on 3rd down, not 4th down. My goodness, I just missed a down there. I actually added one, so no turnover on down. 4th down and 2, and here comes Bo Clayson back into the game. 4th down and 2. Now this is Lakin going for it, and Clayson to his right. Lerwick split out left side. 2-back set. They give it to Clayson. He's up the middle. And may have been stopped short. It's close. He's down right at that 24-yard line. Could be a first. Could be not. No, it's a turnover on downs. Stop shy. Now take it away. No, he did get it.
They'll bring up 1st down and 10.
It was signaled. I missed the signal on the referee on the far side. And it looked like they were saying go the other way, but instead he did get that yard needed. 1st and 10 on the 24. Handoff, no, keeper to Lakin. He moves out to the 25 and gets about right there. 17 carries for Lakin. 2:10 to play in the 3rd period. 42-6 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Torrington playing Mountain View tight here in the first set. The Casper Event Center. We're giving you updates of that game happening, as we're not able to bring that one to you. It's 19-16 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We will be there tomorrow. 1:45 and ticking down as Lakin breaks the huddle for Burns. Clayson to his right. One tight end, one receiver either way. Lerwick to the left. Sweep left side to Clayson. And he's tackled down. Nowhere to move, nowhere to run or hide. Kimball Matson and Brigham Blumel on the takedown. And to back him up. 1 yard, 3rd down and 9.
Be a loss of a yard on play. They'll bring up 3rd down and
79 yards for Clayson. On the left hash mark, the ball's marked just a football head in front of the 25. Bunched up set. Clayson to the right and a fullback. Banville over that way as well. Lerwick takes it up the middle, looking for a lead block. He gets Brick taken back forward by Brick and Barnes, and Caleb Knutson, I think, on that tackle. It was Caleb Knutson on the tackle, ripping him back. Down to about 40 seconds before the Jet Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter. 4th and 7. We'll probably take one more play here as we're down to 26. 19-19 between Torrington and Mountain View in the first set. Lakin taking his time to the huddle at 13 seconds. Breaks it. They reach the line of scrimmage at the 9. A bit of a rush. 7 seconds left. Ball on the 27. And a timeout taken or a delay of game. Looks like a timeout taken by Burns. We'll take it with you. 5.1 seconds left. The end of the third period. When we return on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
42-6 here in Mountain View, Wyoming. The Buffs of Mountain View looking to be on their way to War Memorial Stadium next week with a date with either Buffalo or Thermopolis. The Burns Broncs just 6 points in this game. They were close at the half. There was a misplay here or there that could have gotten another touchdown in. Down 21-6 after 2 quarters. But the third quarter, Mountain View broke it open. 21 points on about as many plays, about 3-4 plays. Just big runs for the Buffs. A fake snap is tipped down and into the end zone, recovered. I think it was a fake snap that ended up going high, and it's picked up by Hunter Gross in the end zone or on the 1 yard line. Gross races it down as Manlove looked like it was supposed to be a high snap fake. It was supposed to be a high snap fake to Manlove as he was immediately going like it went over his head, and it would have gone to either the fullback or Clayson, that he would have run it for a fake, but instead the snap really did go high. No one grabbed it, and we go to the fourth quarter with Mountain View having the ball on their 1. 42-6 at the end of 3 quarters. The Jet Piper Farmers Insurance fourth is next. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Making an informed decision when you choose coverage for you, We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Dr. McKay Frankham, quality dental care at affordable prices. Yeager's Auto Body. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been at the top of the game in auto repair. West Star Printing in Evanston. No matter what you want printed, West Star is where you want it done. Reese Auto Service. From lawnmowers and snowblowers to cars, trucks, and semis, Reese Auto Service in Lyman does it all. Trona Valley Credit Union, member NCUA. Plains Tire in Evanston, Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Ball at the 1 yard line. After the Hunter Gross recovery of a fumble, Braden Walk has a split back set of Blue Mel and Madsen. And whistle from the officials. Stops play momentarily, but it's not a flag. It's just everyone needs to be set. 12 minutes on the clock. Jet Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter starts with a handoff to Blue Mel. He spins around and falls backwards into the end zone. Touchdown Mountain View, 48-6 on the Benedict's Market, and True Value Board pushes the lead up to 42, potentially 43 after the point after from Tiancum Pacola. And could we have yet another running clock in store for Mountain View on their final home game of the year? 11:55, the time of the touchdown. One play, 1 yard. Brigham Blue Mel pops it into the end zone. Point after upcoming. 48-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value boards. We welcome you to the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter. Point after up and good. 49-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Making an informed decision when you choose coverage for you, your family, and your home is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance agent in Evanston, is here to help you get the coverage that is right for you at the best value. Find out how much you can save each month when you combine home, auto, and life insurance. Call Jeff Piper with Farmers Insurance at 307-789-5489 or stop in at 341 Front Street in Evanston. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance.
49-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View has held Burns. They had 108 rushing yards at the half, and they have not really gotten that much, not even close to that, in the second. And those 108 yards at the half, you have to realize that half of those came on a 47-yard run on a one-off play. Other than that, Mountain View has really held Burns throughout this contest. Let's see, we got 43, 60, 70. They've gotten about 50 extra yards, if that, even in the second half so far. So about 100 yards throughout this entire contest, save for that one play. Mountain View took the first set against Torrington at the Casper Event Center. Again, we'll be bringing you coverage of that game tomorrow against whoever they may play. In consolation, it would be at 9 a.m. should they get through Torrington here today. And we'll keep you updated on the We Are MV page. Facebook as My Local Radio. You can follow us on Facebook on the My Local Radio page as well. 49-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Picola to kick again. One more touchdown and a running clock will be ensued if it's Mountain View. Picola kicks it. Looks like his leg's getting tired. It only went to the 10 this time, fielded by Lakin. He's out to the 20 on the sideline, pushed out of bounds at the 22. Bryson Walker on the tackle. 11:49 on the clock. First drive of the fourth period for Burns. Take over on the 22. One touchdown drive. Other than that, it's been all punts for Burns today, except for that fumble recovery for Mountain View on what looked like it had to be a fake punt. Tried by Burns. Shotgun form, back to throw, it's Lakin. Has two receivers to his right. Calls for Clayson to go out. At the 45, it's in and out of his hands, defended by Brigham Blue Mel. Had a half step on Blue Mel to bring the ball in at the 45. Instead, it's second down and 10. It was an option route for Lakin, and he sent Clayson down the line as he was rolling out of the pocket. Clayson just kind of standing there and said, hey, start running up the field. Pretty good on the fly improvisation there by Lakin, but just missed on the execution. 22 is where we're at. Second down and 10. Split back set for Lakin. Sends a man out in motion as Clayson. Looks out opposite way to the left. In and out of the hands of Lurwick, and it's third and 10. Back-to-back throw attempts for Caden Lakin, no good. Clock stops at 11:38. These passes are moving this game to a drip of molasses in November. 49-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Ball on the 22, split back shotgun. Two receivers left side, Lurwick the slot. Looking to throw up the middle, it's caught by Wilson at the 40. Tanner Wilson completed to about the 45, and mark it actually beyond that. Pardon me, to the 35 to 39. First completion, 17 yards for Lakin. First completion for Lakin. He caught one for -3 earlier. First down and 10 to go. Ball marked on the 39. Empty back. Lakin to throw. Gross pressuring him, and he tosses it out of bounds. Had a man in the area. It was Clayson. And Bo Clayson still limping back to the huddle. Ever since he came out a couple series ago. Or was that last series? I would think that was last series he came out. 11:27 on the clock. Second down and 10. Ball on the 39. Lerwick the slot along with Clayson to the right side. Wilson on the line. 4 receivers, 1 to the left. Tight end back set. Little wheel route. Picked up by Blumel. Sniffed it out into the end zone. Put a cap on it and a cherry on top. A running clock ensued. Brigham Blumel with the pick 6 touchdown. Mountain View. 55-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. An extra point after for T. Picola. The defense picks up 2 turnovers in back-to-back plays. And a pick 6, the third in 2 weeks for Mountain View. Braden Walk had one. Hunter Gross had one in the 72-0 victory over Wheatland. Brigham Blumel on his hammer day in Mountain View picks up the pick 6 and a touchdown prior. It's 56-0 on the 56-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com and the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
$56-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board here in the Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance fourth quarter. 307-789-5489, the number to call. Jeff Piper in Evanston, your local farmer's agent. And Jeff will break down insurance for you so it makes sense and you can find out exactly how much you can save by bundling home, life, auto, renters, or more. Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance, serving the Bridger Valley and all of Southwest Wyoming. Give them a call at 307-789-5489. A kickoff coming up and a running clock as soon as the whistle's blown for the final 11-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board here in the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance. It was all capped off by Brigham Blumel's pick 6. The ball at about the 39. The ball fell off the tee twice, which I believe at the second time it falls off, that means someone has to hold it. Those duties go to the left hand of Brigham Blumel. Now, T. Picola, be careful. That's precious cargo. Now they'll give it to Bridger Harris. That's probably a smarter idea. You got the hands of Brigham Blumel, the leading receiver for Mountain View. Don't want anything going wrong there. So, Harris, you're a lineman. I guess we can put a mitten on you. Hopefully you don't have to do that. Picola gets a good kick away, and Harris is all right. Fielded at the 6 by Lakin. To the 15, to the 20. 25, finds it in lane. Up the middle. He may go the distance if he can get past Picola, but he's pushed out of bounds by T. Picola. Clear down to about the 50. This Mountain View home crowd coming alive, knowing they need to take the trip to Laramie in 7 days from now. Clock rolling at 10:50. And after all, I'm actually surprised that we have a running clock in this contest. Did not think that Burns and Mountain View would end up this big of a difference. It was certainly not that at halftime. They start on the 46. 10:30. High snap, handed off to Clayson. He's out to the 48. Should note that the Mountain View varsity defense is still out there as they're into the fourth quarter. Probably playing at least this series. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Buffs JV offense come out after this. Or maybe they'll play the rest of the way. Ball marked on the 48 after the 2-yard run. 81 yards for Clayson. Lakin, the high snap again, handoff Clayson right side. Breaks the tackle of Gross in the backfield. Ball squirts out. Clayson drops back on it at the 50. 2 yards for Clayson and a fumble recovered. 3rd down and 4. Down to 9:30. So about a minute of time on 2 plays. 3rd down and 6 to go. Clayson still a little bit slow back to the huddle. Lakin takes the play call in from the sideline. Burns moving from left to white. Left to right. Not left to white, they're in white. Left to right. 4 receivers. Clayson a slot man to the left. Lerwick in the slot to the right. Watch for him. Lakin looking out on the route and dropped for a sack. Bridger Harris and Hunter Meeks combining for that sack. 9 minutes to go, and a sack brings up 4th down and long. Well, it was 6 yards to go on 3rd and 6, so drop about, let's say, -6.
And about 12 yards to go for the Bronx.
Trevor Sweeney back as a lone man. Now they will have Schofield move back along with him. The rest of the Buffs looking for any chance of a fake here. A flag comes in the backfield, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we got 12 men on the field, but I hadn't seen the snap yet. Yeah, it was a timeout taken. There were 12 men on the field, so there had not been a snap yet as Mountain View was trying to get one off, but the Buffs take a timeout just to make sure that that penalty doesn't happen. 8:27, the clock stopped. 56-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance 4th quarter. Mountain View leading Burns.
Making an informed decision when you choose coverage for you, your family, and your home is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance agent in Evanston, is here to help you get the coverage that is right for you at the best value. Find out how much you can save each month when you combine home, auto, and life insurance. Call Jeff Piper with Farmers Insurance at 307-789-5489 or stop in at 341 Front Street in Evanston. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance.
56-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. On 4th down, Lakin set to go for it. 4th and 13 for Burns. Flushed out of the pocket, left side. Bridger Harris was held mightily. It's a free play and picked up by Braden Walk. He's returning it at the 30, cuts across the field, moves back a little bit. Now we'll down it at the 27. It was a free play for the Mountain View defense as Bridger Harris was held by about half a jersey in the backfield. There was a flag coming in after that as the pocket was flushed, and Harris was the player offended. I'm not sure who was called for the hold there. It probably, looking down the line, I think it was Colton Kessler who held on the play. And so I think you decline that and take the ball back where you can run a little bit more clock and give the interception to Braden Walk. Put those interceptions up to 3 on the year for Braden. Last week he had a pick 6 and he was returning it for a while, flipped the field, and then I think someone said, Braden, we got a state title game next week, take a knee. And that's what he did at the 29. So an INT ends the drive. 2 for Lakin today. 56-6. Braden Walk threw just his 2nd interception of the season. Earlier in this game, that went to Caden Lakin. And a knee taken. Wow. Looks like Mountain View is just running this clock down, and now they'll, no, never mind. They take a knee to get the JV offense out there. And so one more time, they let their seniors and starters take the field and now walk off to a standing ovation from this Buffs crowd. Headed to state next week. Mountain View has induced the running clock. We're down to 7:24 And Tyler Peterson in the backfield at quarterback now. Looks like Tanner Collins at running back. And who else we got out there? It looks like probably Branson. Probably a delay of game. We have to back them up 5 yards. We got to delay a game after that standing ovation for the Mountain View varsity. So 2nd down and 16. Peterson under center. He'll take it himself up the middle to the 30, to the 33. Taken down there. Good little run by Peterson on 2nd down. He's only had negative yardage to work with. Mark him at, let's say, about 10-yard run there for Peterson. Tanner Collins, the running back. Peterson, the quarterback. He'll probably be throwing a little bit more next year, but today probably just runs. 6:37 and ticking down. Ball marked at the 31. Maybe the 32, actually. Direct snap to Collins to the 35. Spins around, knee touchdown, and he'll be marked down at the 35. Good gain of about 2 or 3 there. 6:10 and 4th down to go, 4th and 3. Brings Kimball Matson out to punt. That is his first punt today. The only non-touchdown plays for Mountain View was an interception thrown to Caden Lakin. Other than that, it's been scores for the Buffs. So Lakin back at the 29 to return. Update in the volleyball realm. Mountain View took the first set from Torrington, and the punt's blocked by, was that Mitch Miller, I think. Rolls forward to about the 40. Hunter Gross drops on it. 5:33 left. Again, an update in volleyball. Mountain View took the first set from Torrington, ahead in set number 2, 21-13. Had them as a heavy favorite, and would imagine they can probably get through this one and move on to play in Consolation tomorrow. We will have those contests for you, whether it's one match to end the year or 2. Should Mountain View hold on to win against Torrington, live on mylocalradio.com with the audio stream. 5 minutes left. And what was that on the announcement there? Before Mountain View, for the state. Wow, Mountain View just broke the season scoring record for the state. Handoff left side, Clayson. Up the middle, left, still on his feet against that JV, and taken down. No, that's against the varsity, pardon me. Hunter Gross, I think, chased him down from behind. Line of scrimmage was about the 39, and they take him down to the 12. Puts him over 100 yards on the day. 4:20. Now the running clock keeps going. The officials just want their time in the sun right now. Let them have it. They want to stay out there. 4:05 left, 1st down and 10. Ball on about the 12 or 13. Lakin looking to throw up the middle. It's caught by Lerwick. Touchdown Burns. Logan Lerwick with his 6th touchdown of the season. Give him a 13-yard score. And it's the end of the year one way or another for Burns, but going out with a little bit of style on the touchdown to Lerwick. Puts the score at 56-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is just the 5th semifinal game in Burns history. Point after is blocked by Brigham Blumel. Two-handed stuff down, broke through the middle of the line, but I think they may get called for a stunt. Flag down at the 3. Lerwick, we mentioned that's his 6th touchdown of the year. Let me double check that one. That's his 5th, rather. 8th reception for 5 touchdowns on the season. 13-yard score, and yeah, it was the stunt for Brigham Blumel on that block. jumping over the center. 56-12, still the score. Try it again. Clock stops at touchdown, so in the Jet Piper Farmers Insurance fourth, 3:56 remains. And they go for two this time. Stop short. Lakin on the attempt. So 56-12, the score stays. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com. 56-12, the Buffs lead Burns. 2A state semifinals.
With MyLocalRadio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more. We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the two schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by MyLocalRadio.com. Stay connected.
56-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View playing their final home game of the year here in the 2A state semifinals. Rolling on through over Burns. Currently up by a tally of 44 points. It was 21-6 at the half. Well, those days are done, gone, and changed. And Burns setting up to kick off. Should be Keenan Manlove back to kick. I don't see anyone right now, though. It looks like Lerwick holding the tee, but I would be surprised if he was the kicker. And Lerwick has the tee. He perhaps could be kicking. Let's count it up. 2-4-5. 2-4-5. No, it's not an overloaded kickoff, so I wouldn't expect an onside here. Usually they'll go with a 6-4 split for Burns if they do go onside. And straight up the middle, it's a squib kick. Collins is catching it. No, Peterson catches it, takes it right out of the hands of Tanner Collins at the 24. And we'll start that clock going again. Clock should be moving, shouldn't it? Are there maybe there's different rules in the playoffs? Huh. So we're stopped at 3:56. So we got a little more football to play. I thought we'd be rolling that clock down a minute, but officials stopped it. Not sure if there's different rules in the semifinals. If you get under the 45 rule, then you start and stop the clock again. And we got a new quarterback in. Baker takes it right side. And it's a loss of 2 for Mountain View. Negative 2-yard run by Baker. 3:20 and ticking down. Here in quarter number 4, brought to you by Jet Piper and Farmers Insurance, serving all of the Southwest Wyoming. Direct snap up the middle. And it's Corbin Bennett, the running back. Takes it up to about the 30, I'll make the 25. Gain of about 3-4 on the play. And how about that? It's reached that point in the game where I've run out of roster spots. It's kind of what happens in a Mountain View game when they get that JV in. 2:45 left. 3rd down and 9. Shotgun form, 4 receivers. Bennett in the left of the gun. Down to 2:31, the snap. Handed off, no, kept by Baker. Out to the 30, not quite. Wilson tackles him down at about the 28. And we'll have to punt at about probably about 1:40 left. Seen 3 quarterbacks today with Tyler Peterson and then Derek Baker getting into the game after Braden Walk and the rest of the Mountain View offense took a knee and then walked off the field to a standing ovation the last time they'll be in front of their home crowd today on their home field. Next week, it's at War Memorial Stadium against either Buffalo or Thermopolis. That game kicks off at 6. Mountain View in volleyball up 2-0. About to start the third set against Torrington. A fumbled punt. Sweeney drops on it, and it's Mountain View ball. Punt recovered at the 41 inside Burns territory. And I guess count that up as another turnover. Punt recovered by Sweeney. Down to 1:27 and ticking down here. We got the clock continuing to roll. Baker under center and in victory formation. Looks like 2 knees, and that will be it. First knee taken by Baker, loss of 1, and a flag, though. A flag. You're up 56-12, and you want a flag. I guess you got to call it. 4, 6, 8, 10. You have too many men, or what was the deal?
Not enough men on the line.
Oh, not enough men on the line. All right. Well, stop the clock, 1:09. Back him up 5 yards. I let that one go, but I guess that's kind of an obvious one you got to call. So try it again, 1st and 15. And here's the knee for a loss of 1 by Baker. One more knee, and Mountain View will be on its way to a 10-0 season and game 11. That one for everything on the line. The Mountain View Buffs have been in the last 2 state championships. They won in 2014 and in 2017 lost to Buffalo a year ago. And now with that knee, Mountain View headed back to Laramie. Now everyone's walking off the field. 56-12, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. And a chance for redemption. The Buffs are back, and we'll see you next week at War Memorial Stadium in Laramie, Wyoming. Mountain View has advanced to the 2A 2019 State Football Championships to take on either Buffalo or Thermopolis. This has been the Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance fourth quarter on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Making an informed decision when you choose coverage for you, your family, and your home is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance agent in Evanston, is here to help you get the coverage that is right for you at the best value. Find out how much you can save each month when you combine home, auto, and life insurance. Call Jeff Piper with Farmers Insurance at 307-789-5489 or stop in at 341 Front Street in Evanston. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance. If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, Doing all this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. The Come On In of Casper. When it comes time to cheer on your Buffs or Eagles at State, the Come On In is your best bet for a great night's stay. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. General Manager Dennis Lynch invites you to come and experience a community-driven dealership. Evanston Regional Hospital. Quality health care close to home. Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light blinking? Don't guess at what the problem is. Take it to Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And Achieve Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. No excuses, just results. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Now, welcome back here. Sorry, I had to go down to the field and got up just a little bit. It's a mess down there. 56-12, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We'll continue on with this post-game show in just a bit. Take a break here. Be back in a couple of minutes with stats and post-game interview next on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com. KNY at 99.1 FM, 56-12. Mountain View defeats Burns.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day. So 782-3630.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance in Evanston. Whether it's home, life, renters, auto, or more, Jeff Piper is your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Black's Fork Dental, top-of-the-line dentistry available right in your backyard. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Welcome back post-game here at Clarence B. Lammers Field. The final game of the season in Uinta County ends up with a 56-12 victory for Mountain View over Burns. Hard-fought contest in the first half, 21-6. It looked like Burns was a play here or there away from getting back into the game. Not so in the second half. It was all Mountain View, and one touchdown for Burns, not nearly enough. And it coming late in that fourth quarter when the game was already decided and the running clock rolling. Have some stats for you, and first we'll run through the victorious team headed on to War Memorial Stadium. Mountain View, 257 rushing yards, 48 passing yards on 2 completions. Braden Walk, 1 completion to Ashton Schofield for 41 yards and a touchdown, and 1 completion for 7 yards to Kimball Madsen. On those grounds, so those total yards of 305 yards and 56 points, 107 yards for Kimball Madsen, 109 for Braden Walk, and 29 for Brigham Blue Mel. Tyler Peterson had 9 yards on a carry, 2 yards for Tanner Collins on a carry. Derek Baker ended up at -1, taking the victory down, and then Corbin Benedict had 1 carry for 3 yards. Mentioned a couple of passes completed. There was an interception today, and that was just the third interception or the third turnover given up by the varsity offense or special teams. There was 1 fumble on a punt return by Ashton Schofield against Thermopolis, and then 2 interceptions, 1 in the first game against Cokeville and 1 in the last home game here in the 2A semifinals. That's it for Braden Walk on the year. He finishes with 17 passing touchdowns to just 2 interceptions on the year. Now on to Burns on the stats. They had 108 rushing yards at the half, finished with just 145 at the end of the game, 30 passing yards for a total yardage of 175 and 12 points. Bo Clayson leads the way, 108 yards on the ground. And he did not catch a pass. He was intended for a few times, but couldn't quite get one in. Caden Lakin, 19 carries for 37 yards. He went 2 for 7 throwing, 1 touchdown pass, 2 interceptions. Logan Lerwick caught the touchdown pass late in the game. And Caden Lakin had 1 reception as well. Bo Clayson did complete a pass for negative yards on a broken little wide receiver play where they were trying to get a little trickeration going through. Mountain View had none of that. Tanner Wilson caught 1 pass for 17 yards. And so actually it's 30 yards for the 2 completions for Caden Lakin. We'll take another break, come back with more post-game here as we're getting you set for War Memorial Stadium next week. Mountain View and Burns when we return on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbard, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lammen Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNY on 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com, or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet, every Wednesday, August through March on KNY 99.1 FM in Evanston, or online anytime at mylocalradio.com, or of course at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results. Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
We'll run you through the final stats in this contest, or the drive chart, rather, in this contest in just a bit. But I'm joined now by junior Hunter Meeks. You're headed back to state. First of all, how's it feel? And congratulations.
It feels great, but we're not done yet. We know we still have one more game left. We're going to enjoy it now, but we're going to get back to it next week.
Okay, go back to the first drive today, because all you hear about and all you see in tape throughout the week is this two-headed rushing attack and a big offensive line, a line that was as big, if probably not even bigger, than a lot of you guys out there, and it goes for negative yards on the first drive. How were you able to come out and expose that immediately? What was your reads? What were you doing out there?
Well, we knew that if we just did our jobs and we could stop their run game, we had our D-line was keeping their gap integrity, and we knew our linebackers were going to be able to make that play. If we held off their O-line, their linebackers were going to blow them up.
The down at the end of the contest is you guys got to take a knee and then walk off to the home field advantage one last time. How was that?
It felt great because we have a packed house. We have an amazing crowd, an amazing community. It felt nice to walk off and just enjoy it with them and enjoy it with our coaches and watch our little brothers go out on the field and also put in some work.
So at the end of this, you guys are all circled around. I saw Kimball Madsen talking. I understand it's a pretty emotional scene down there with the seniors. You're a junior. You got a year back. What have these seniors meant to you?
I've grown up with these seniors. I've been doing everything with them since third grade, so they're my brothers. I know I'm out here. I'm going to do my best to make sure that their last game is done good because I want them to end on a high note because they've worked their butts off all since third grade. They've done everything, and it's really showing now. And we're going to go out and we're going to get the state championship.
You guys don't know your opponent yet. It's either Buffalo or Thermopolis. If it's Buffalo, of course, it's the matchup from last year. If it's Thermopolis, it's a rematch from earlier in the season. Either way, though, you had to take care of business today, and it was 21-6 at the half. It was, a play here or there for Burns. Really, they got that touchdown on the heels of that big run up the middle. You guys didn't give up another big play like that until the end of the game. Was it? What was the difference in that play? Would you have to tighten anything up? Was it just a good block?
No, they ran a good play. They're a really good team, obviously, and they ran a good play and they got a big play, which we knew that they could get big plays. The two in the backfield are really good. And we knew they could break one if we didn't do our perfect assignment. We had a little mental breakdown, but after that, we weren't breaking down the rest of the game.
Well, you're going on to state. You guys are ready to go in for a third year and get ready back to preparation. Coach Walk never lets me inside of this, but when do you start hearing from him and all right, we're doing this, we're doing that? When does preparation start for you guys after you celebrate?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
We get our things. We get our film.
Yeah.
We get our stuff. We're going to enjoy it tonight, but tomorrow we're focused on the Thermopolis Bobcats, the Buffalo Bison.
All right. Hey, congratulations. We'll see you next week at State. That's Hunter Meeks. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. And now let's run you through, let's close out this post-game show here, kind of what happened in today's game. Kimball Madsen started off with a 5-yard touchdown, and that was followed up by an Ashton Schofield 41-yard reception from Braden Walk. That was a post route up the middle that made it 14-0. First touchdown for Burns came 9:59 left in the second period on a 1-yard run by Caden Lakin, and that was really set up by that 47-yard run by Bo Clayson that we mentioned prior. Mountain View got one more in, 6:36, a 3-yard run in by Braden Walk. That's put us to 21-6 at the half, and that's kind of where it stayed for just a little bit. An interception at the end of the half gave the ball back to Burns, but they were not able to punch it in from 41 yards out. And then the floodgates opened in the third quarter. A 27-yard run by Walk, 26-yard run by Walk, 40-yard run by Kimball Madsen was his 20th touchdown of the season. Brigham Blue Mel got a 1-yard touchdown after a ball was recovered at the 1 by Hunter Gross on either a missed punt or it looked like it was a fake punt that ended up just being a bad snap on top of that. And then a punt recovery. The last touchdown was the pick 6 by Brigham Blue Mel from about 39 out. Put us at 56-6, and then one touchdown was put in by Burns late, 13 yards out, reception from Caden Lakin to Logan Lerwick. That brought us to our 56-12 final. We will be back next week for one more contest. They will play 11. The Mountain View Buffs are into the state championship. Kickoff in about 2.5 hours from now has either Thermopolis or Buffalo. Can't believe I forgot that team for a second. That's the big one. That's the one I didn't want to ask them, but I guarantee that's the one they want to be playing in 7 days from now. And that kickoff is at noon on Friday. We'll have the broadcast for you on mylocalradio.com as we'll be bringing you that game that followed them all the way through and finishing it off in Laramie as we thought was the case or would be the case at the beginning of the year in the Mountain View Buffs. There's a lot of teams that have a lot of potential going into the year. The Buffs have realized it up to this point, and the magic number is 1 for a state championship. For a lot of these guys would be a second state championship in 3 years. Look and see if I can get any final breakdown of the Mountain View Torrington volleyball match to give you any final word on that before we go, because we're planning to head to Casper right now to go get ready to bring you Mountain View volleyball tomorrow at 9 a.m. That requires them to have won, though. So let's see what we've got. I'm seeing if I can get anything up here, perhaps, before we end. And, of course, this would be the time when nothing's loading. One more time, run you through the stats as we wait for that. 257 rushing yards for Mountain View, 48 through the air. The count is at 2-1. Mountain View is heading into a fourth set. They dropped one to Torrington, so we're going into a fourth set. So we can't give you any final word on that, but I'll let you know on Facebook as soon as we hear, and plan for us hopefully to be there 9 a.m. tomorrow for Mountain View in consolation. One more time, the Mountain View Buffaloes win 56-12, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board on a First Bank presentation of Buffs football on mylocalradio.com. I'm Jake Hibbard. We'll see you next week for a state championship on the line.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!